Okay, welcome back. Don't want to wait too long to get into it because we're doing Metal Gear Solid once again. It is, of course, Metal Gear Monday today, so let's see if we can beat this game. Wasn't sure how easy or difficult this was going to be, but I think at the point where I'm at now, I think we should be able to knock it out in one night. I don't know. Either way, we got past the hind part of the game during the last stream, so now we're continuing on just right before the end of disc 1 and on to disc 2, which isn't terribly long except for the dialogue sequences, so that's really what's going to add up the time here, and some depending factors on whether or not I can actually blitz through the gauntlet of bosses at the end of the game. We'll see. Sometimes I could do it when I'm streaming, and sometimes I can't, but you never know what's going to happen. So let's get into it and see what we can do. Oh, you know what? Before I start that, let me see something real quick. I was talking about... Hold up. I was talking about a little codec conversation that happens during the Hind battle when you have a manorial sound set up, and I went back and actually played through that section and was able to record it. So let's see. There we go.
You'll have to destroy that hind, Snake. Use your ears, Snake. You should be able to tell where he's coming from by the sound of his rotor blades. Huh? Snake, you're not using a stereo TV?
It can't be. A mono TV. Well, Colonel, there's nothing we can do about it.
I guess you're right. Snake, don't worry about it. There's more to being a good person than just having a stereo television. You can do it just the way you are.
A mono TV.
Well, the girls seem flat out disgusted, but I like Campbell's approach. You could do just the way you are. You're fine as is, Snake. You don't need a stereo TV to be a good person. Of course not. Anyway, I'm sort of glad that we were able to get that on. And now it's time to get the game on. I was a little bit worried about my save file there. I was having issues with this game, I gotta be honest. When I went back to test this little bit here, the PlayStation was not working. So we're just gonna have to cross our fingers and hope it goes through. I do have a backup plan, but it would require restarting the stream and setting up with the PS3. So hopefully something that we don't have to resort to. I guess I'll find out as we play through it, but let's go ahead and get into it. Sure, we can read the mission log. To stop the launch of the new type of nuclear warhead, Snake must use the detonation code emergency override key at the underground maintenance base up north, or destroy Metal Gear itself. Snake fights Liquid's Hind D on the roof of the communications tower B, and defeats it. Snake gets the message from Otacon that the elevator of communications tower B has started moving again. The entrance to the underground maintenance base is beyond the snowfield north of communications tower B. Snake heads for the elevator of communications tower B to go down to the snowfield. A lot of reiterating there, but I guess we get the point. We're on communications tower B, we gotta take the elevator, we gotta get across the snowfield, and then we get to the maintenance hangar where Metal Gear is being stored. So there you go. I think we can revisit some of the codec conversations just as a little refresher. This will also help me while I'm setting up, so everyone can praise Snake for doing a good job with the Hind.
Shot down the hind.
I was so worried.
Liquid couldn't have survived that.
I wonder. But even so, just because we've taken out their leader doesn't mean they're gonna give up. They're still gonna try to launch that nuke.
You're right. There's no time to waste. Hurry. The underground base is past the communications tower. The elevator's working again, isn't it?
I've got a lot of setup I've had a lot of setup, I should say, to do with this game too, so I'm using my mixer in ways that I've never done it before, so let me know if everything is looking and sounding okay, and hopefully we'll get through this without any issue. No response from Master Miller. little bit surprising.
I don't know why, but the elevator just started working again. If you take it all the way to the bottom of Tower B and go outside, you'll be in the snowfield. The entrance to the underground maintenance base is in the north of the snowfield.
My God! You actually shot down that hind.
You're the one who said I could do it with a stinger. You didn't really think I had a chance, did you?
It's not that. Well, after all, that hind shot down 2 F-16s. It is hard to believe that after doing that, it got taken out by just one man. Nice going, Snake.
No, it's not a new cord necessarily, but I have a new microphone, and I'm using it through, the actual, whatever the hell you call it, a real mic plug-in as opposed to a USB mic, which I used to have, which should produce a better sound. But the thing is, I'm running it through a mixer, and it's being mixed, so to speak. I'm having to do a brand new configuration, basically, than I was doing the past couple weeks with the capture card, and I'm not 100% certain that everything ended up working out, but I'm crossing my fingers hoping that there's no issues. I got it working to the best of my ability, so hopefully, you know, it'll stay okay, but every time I do a new configuration with audio setup, I always worry about it. Audio is one of the biggest pains in the butt when it comes to streaming. Ah, that's what I was looking for. At least they put it right in front of your face. The only thing about this is that I don't have enough Stinger missiles, so I guess I'll have to use a chaff as we get down to one of them. Stinger missiles at this point I'm probably not going to need too much until we get to Disc 2, and I think by that point we'll probably pick some more up. There should be like a hangar or locker or something where I can grab some, so I'm not terribly worried about having to use them right now. What the hell are you looking at, Snake? I am wanting to move relatively quickly through this, though, because I know that the next few segments are going to be taking a while, too, so at the same time, I don't want to dilly-dally on anything. There's an elevator, and they give you some FAMAS. I knew there was something back there, I just wasn't sure what it was. I guess nothing I need right now. Do the Stinger missiles replenish if I walk back here again? And do I need any rations? Let's take a look. Where are the rations? Do I not have any? Okay then. Isn't there one out here? Or no? I guess there's just no pickups anywhere. That's cool, I guess. Where? I don't remember using that many during the Hind battle. Alright, whatever. What about the body armor? No body armor either? That's not right. Wait a goddamn minute. Is this the right... I don't think this is the right save. This isn't the right save. Hold up. We haven't gone that far. So that's fine. I definitely do. Okay, I thought it was a little weird that we were so low on the Stinger missiles. But it's like both the Stinger missiles and no rations. Uh-oh. So either the PlayStation's messing up, or the memory card's messing up, or both. Yeah, I gotta get that at some point. I gotta make a new tab for technical difficulties. It was on a Krusty episode. I have every season up to 15, I think, so I'm sure I could find it if I was looking for it. No file. Yeah, and look at these times. I wasn't taking that long. Snowfield and Contour B. I don't really have any other memory cards. Hold up. Okay. I think I found it. That is a very old save. From who knows when. That might have been the first time I ever played that game. Which also disproves what I said at the beginning of these streams in that, Roof Tower. It's gotta be this one. At the beginning when I started streaming this, in that I didn't think I had ever played this on the original PlayStation before, but yes I did. Okay, let me go back to check mic levels. I guess we're good. Okay, that was really weird. Okay, there's my rations, camera, body armor. Man, I really sucked when I first played this game, didn't I? I guess we all gotta start somewhere. I was like going on 7 hours. It took all the rations out of me. When I got the hind, I didn't find the body armor. Well, I've only got one stinger. So I guess I did a little better in that other run. At least I conserved the missiles a little bit better anyway. I got a few chaff. So, just as a conversation piece, while I've been streaming this, it has come to light that there were ratings given out for the original Metal Gear on the MSX computer, Metal Gear Solid, and Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance version in Taiwan, of all places. So that hit the news markets real soon. People were thinking, is there going to be a collection coming out involving these Metal Gear Solid games, or Metal Gear games, I guess, since there's the MSX one as well? And then no, just literally like 5 days or less after the fact, it turned out that GOG released the PC versions of Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid, and the HD collection / Legacy collection port of Metal Gear on the MSX computer port. So that's somewhat interesting. The only problem is that they're the PC ports, which aren't exactly the greatest. They require a bit of work and maintenance. GOG does a good job at getting games to run on modern PCs when they're older, so I have no doubt that they would work. But at least as far as like controller options and other things, like there were certain, I remember it being a point because I was actually looking at trying to get Metal Gear Solid 2 working on a computer for a friend at some point, but there was some kind of glitch. I don't remember exactly what it was, but at least with the Substance version of Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid, there were some issues with it. So they're still present. They're not perfect. I think if anything's worth getting, it's probably Metal Gear Solid, though. Even if there are latent issues, there are fixes that exist for it.
Snake, there's something I forgot to tell you before.
What?
There were 5 stealth camouflage prototypes in my lab.
Yeah, so?
If you take out the one I'm wearing, that leaves 4.
Hey, this isn't first grade math class.
I thought I'd get one for you. So I went back to the lab and...
Yeah?
The 4 suits were missing.
Watch out, a gun's face
Also,
here.
about the elevator that I checked out, it's really strange. It was like someone was intentionally holding it.
When you were riding on it, did the weight limit warning go off?
That's another thing that bothered me about it. The warning went off, and I know I couldn't be over the limit.
How much do you weigh?
About 135, but that elevator had a weight limit of 650 pounds.
It would take at least 5 people to go over that limit.
Look out, Snake! The guys who stole my stealth
There it goes.
prototypes are in there with you.
Oh no.
Too late, Snake. Now die.
So this is another callback to Metal Gear 2. There's a boss that you fight, I believe they're called the Four Horsemen, where you have to fight them in an elevator. This is a little less detailed because, I don't know, the Four Horsemen battle wasn't exactly the greatest thing ever, but they were a little bit difficult in that it was like 4 guys on top of an elevator chucking grenades at you, so it was kind of weird. This I find typically is the best method to go after if you don't want to get hit too much. It's not the quickest one. If you wanted the quickest, you could use the FAMAS and then take a few hits. But I think this is the safest way to go. Once you get 1 down, then you can start choking them out. Or if you're in a good position where 3 are down at the same time, but 1 gets up slightly before the others, sometimes you can work it that way. If I wanted to, if I had like an absolute hell of a time actually trying to see them, I could put on the thermal goggles too, so there's another way to actually make things a little bit easier. Okay. Then you can start snapping necks once they're kind of disabled for a little bit. Anyway, what I was going to say about the Metal Gear Solid PC port is that it's got a couple different added features that you don't get anywhere else. It's not as good as the Integral version that was available only in Japan. Integral was basically the substance or subsistence version of Metal Gear Solid, but only the Japanese market got it, unfortunately. It's got like director's commentary, it's got a couple radio frequencies that play music. It added things that the PAL and US versions added. It also has the option for dual dialogue. So it was kind of neat at the time. But anyway, the PC version does have a first-person view mode. I think originally you had to play through the game once to unlock it, and now it's just available from the get-go, so that's kind of cool. It also has a super easy mode where you get, I think, the SOCOM and the suppressor all at once, and then I think you get to hold, like, capacity rations and everything else. So, you know, makes things a little bit easier for people that ain't so great at the game. So it's a little bit interesting. I have half a mind to get it. It's $10. Metal Gear Solid 2 is $10, but it doesn't really offer me anything that the Legacy Collection doesn't have. So, and then Metal Gear is like $6. I think that's overcharging a little bit, especially considering that you know, it's, if you know what you're doing, it's like a 2-hour game. How long did I beat that game, man? I've got it on YouTube, and I don't think I was even great at it back then, but it was like, I beat it in like 2.5 hours, maybe 3. It wasn't that long, though. Damn, there's a camera gun at the end there. Is there no... Oh, there was something there. Alright. Never mind then. We'll get around to that a little bit later. First, we gotta get shot.
Snake, are you okay?
Otacon, were there any other stealth prototypes?
No, there were only 5.
So, this isn't stealth camouflage then.
What are you talking about?
Someone's aiming at me in the middle of this blizzard.
It's her!
Wolf? Sniper Wolf?
Yes, it's her. It's definitely her.
Otacon, you sound like you're happy.
No, I'm not.
So then what is it?
Snake, please don't kill her.
Are you insane?
Please. She's a good person. You'd know that if you talked to her.
Listen to me, kid. She's a merciless killer.
I can see you perfectly from here. I told you, I'd never quit the hunt. Now you're mine.
Wolf, no, you can't.
Don't get between a wolf and its prey.
You're pretty good if you can hit me in this storm.
You see, women naturally make better soldiers.
Wolf, don't do this.
Snake, I'm near. Can't you sense me near you?
It's a mistake for a sniper to reveal her location.
Is that right? Well, I'm going to send you a love letter, my dear. Do you know what that is? It's a bullet straight from my gun to your heart.
Please, Wolf. Snake, no!
Quiet! Don't get in our way.
Now I'm gonna pay you back for Meryl.
You men are so weak. You can never finish what you start.
Hey, don't you goad me. I've got your number here.
It's Sniper Wolf. You can only shoot at her with your PSG-1.
That's where you're wrong, Campbell.
Wolf is hiding somewhere in that snowfield. First, you'll have to find out where she is.
Don't test me.
She should come out of hiding briefly to shoot at you.
Sniper Wolf. It is pretty unusual for a sniper to announce their presence before they shoot. She must have a real thing for you. Anyway, I do not think it is going to be as easy as before.
See, that's where you're wrong. Everybody doubting me.
It looks like your target is stationary. If you've had enough practice, it shouldn't be a difficult shot.
Thanks, Miller. Glad to see you're back.
Otacon, where can I find ammo for the PSG-1?
I can't tell you.
Thanks, Otacon. Appreciate your help as always. Okay. Oh, sorry. Cut her off. She usually says the same thing. It's not really like we're missing out on anything. So Campbell says that I can only get at her with the PSG-1. That's where he's wrong. Dead wrong. We can completely do this with the Nikita, and it makes this boss battle piss easy. Provided that we could actually hit her. Usually she sticks around here, though. The other good thing about it is that it highlights your target, so if you have somebody moving away from you, moving around, and then while you're hiding in that corner, she actually can't hit you from there, so this, yeah, trivializes things a bit. I like to think of it as a little reward for people that are astute enough to, I don't know, try this out. But the thing is that everybody knows how to do this now, so it's no longer revolutionary. Every once in a while when I stream this game, somebody's like, oh, dang. But I think it's pretty common knowledge amongst people that play this game. It's not the most exciting, but, you know, it gets the job done. Maybe I'll jump out there. Oh, whoops. Yeah, it doesn't do so good when trying to climb hills. But maybe I'll jump out there after a couple more, and we'll try to do this sniper rifle to sniper rifle. But the prospect of cheesing out a boss battle is so tempting, it's like hard to resist. I think by the time the remake that shall not be named came out, they sort of fixed the exploit a little bit. You could still come to this corner and basically not get hit, but the battery life, I think, on the Nikita missiles was cut almost in half. And if she was way out here, you basically couldn't get at her, so you almost had to bust out the rifle, because she'd be smart enough to, you know, move out of range from the missiles. So I guess good on them, but I don't know. Kind of takes my fun out of it. She ain't moving from that spot, though. She's trying to get out of range. Yeah, that's how it goes. Anyway. I don't use the PSG-1 all that much, so why don't we do some stuff here. I don't know if she gets to target you from there. Oh, wait. I saw her golden mane for a second. You can't really... Can you... You can't zoom. Oh, where are you at? Ah, shit. The biggest problem with this boss battle, if you're trying to do it the traditional way, is just trying to keep track of her. Once you got her, it's fairly easy to get a lock on. But targeting her at first, while not using the Nikita missiles, is one of the harder things to do. So you gotta try to find her and then keep on her. Oh. What's up, SAS Trooper? Been a little while. One would think they would put that cutscene where Sniper Wolf shames the move. You'd think so. They seem pretty smart about a lot of other things. So
Is my job.
it would almost be a given, especially if they had a chance to redo it later on. But it is what it is.
I am Longshot. You cannot save me. Please. Just finish me quick. I am a Kurd. I have always dreamed of a peaceful place like this.
A Kurd. So that's why you're called Wolf. I was born on the battlefield. Raised on the battlefield. Gunfire, sirens, and screams. They were my lullabies. Hunted like dogs, day after day. Driven from our ragged shelters. That was my life. Each morning I'd wake up and find a few more of my family or friends dead beside me. I'd stare at the morning sun and pray to make it through the day. The governments of the world turned a blind eye to our misery. But then, he appeared. My hero.
Oh, is this Saladin?
Saladin. He took me away from all that.
Saladin? You mean Big Boss?
I became a sniper. Hidden. Watching everything through a rifle's scope. Now I could see war. Not from inside, but from the outside. As an observer. I watched the brutality.
Yeah, exactly.
The stupidity of mankind through the scope of my rifle. I joined this group of revolutionaries to take my revenge on the world. But I have shamed myself and my people. I am no longer the wolf I was born to be. In the name of vengeance, I sold my body and my soul. Now I am nothing more than a dog.
Wolves are noble animals. They're not like dogs.
You should have been there during the Diamond
The word
Dog
for
days.
wolf is Keglanek, and the Aleuts revere them as honorable cousins. They call mercenaries like us dogs of war. It's true. We're all for sale at some price or another. But you're different. Untamed. Solitary. You're no dog. You're a wolf.
Who are you? Are you Saladin?
Wolf. You spared Meryl's life.
She was never my real target. I don't kill for sport.
Rest easy. You'll die as the proud wolf you are.
I finally understand. I wasn't waiting to kill people. I was waiting for someone to kill me. A man like you. You're a hero. Please, set me free.
Don't make me laugh during the serious parts.
Why? Why? I loved you.
What is it?
My gun. Give it to me. She's part of me. Everyone's here now. Oh, okay, hero. Set me free.
Goodbye. Snake, you said that love could bloom on the battlefield. But I couldn't save her. What are you doing?
Returning it to its owner. I don't need a handkerchief.
Why?
I don't have any more tears to shed.
Good lord.
I'm going to the underground base. We're out of time.
I know.
You'll have to protect yourself now. Don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
If I can't stop Metal Gear, this whole place will probably be bombed to hell.
Yeah.
We might not meet again.
I'll hang on to my codec. I want to keep helping.
You can leave anytime. Get a head start. A head start on your new life.
Snake! What was she fighting for? What am I fighting for? What are you fighting for?
If we make it through this, I'll tell you.
Okay. I'll be searching too.
Don't assume. Just didn't want to tell you, that's all. Yeah, Solid Snake ever proving to be the edgelord. I guess he lightens up by the next game, at the very least. He gets a friend, so that's all anyone ever needs. Anyway, we got a couple things to look at. Surprisingly, there's the level 7 security door, which we're not going to get the keycard to that for a little bit, so probably best not to worry about it for right now, but I knew it. There's a couple of mines in here, and I don't remember if there are any other ones, but I guess I'll just keep the mine detector handy. Well, you know, within arm's reach, I guess. No? Okay. I guess he refilled all his health. That's good. Okay, let's see. This is what I was talking about. There's a couple good things throughout here, so I want to make sure that we grab what we can. Ammunition refills, there might be some Stinger missiles, possibly some sort of grenade or two. Yeah. What's in here? Those are the grenades. Okay. I guess I want those. Chaff grenade, regular grenade, chaff grenade, those are all good. And then, let's take a look over here, see if we can spot an Easter egg.
Huh?
Colonel, listen to me. I found a parachute near the wreckage of the Hind.
A parachute? You don't think that Liquid survived?
Impossible. As soon as he jumped out of the pilot's seat, he'd be sliced up faster than an onion on an infomercial.
So what's that parachute
I
doing
don't
then?
remember that
I
line.
have no idea.
A trap?
Either that, or a message. To me.
Meaning I'm not dead, I suppose.
Maybe. But I think it's more like I'll string you up.
Well, in any case, don't let your guard down.
I won't.
Good idea. Also, we didn't really convene with anybody after that fight. Anybody got anything to say about Sniper Wolf?
As long as the strategy of nuclear deterrence continues, nuclear weapons may be reduced, but they will never be eliminated. If you think about it, nuclear reduction does not mean much without elimination as the ultimate goal. I used to work in the DIA. I figured the only way to achieve nuclear elimination was to work from the inside to convince them of the ineffectiveness of the deterrence theory.
Seems like you're pretty focused on that issue.
Victims of nuclear radiation are a sad thing to see, and I have seen a lot of it. I have seen more than enough of it. I was born and raised in Pripyat, Ukraine. I was 10 years old on that day April 26th, 1986.
You don't mean...
Yes,
Chernobyl.
That is the day that changed my life and thousands of other lives. I live just 3 kilometers north of there. 600,000 to 700,000 people were evacuated. Over 650,000 children suffered the effects of radiation poisoning. Between 1986 and 1993, 12,000 children died. My parents, and many others like them who helped in the cleanup, died a few years later from radiation sickness. We must rid this world of all nuclear weapons before they cause more misery, before they destroy the delicate environment that keeps us alive. I will not allow this pain and anxiety to pass on to yet another generation.
She lost it there for a second when she said generation. But okay, yeah, we didn't hear that one yet. That's like the final little bit for Nastasia when she finally opens up and reveals her past. So I guess I'm glad we got through it. But it wasn't really pertinent to the events at hand.
Master, you and I, we're nothing more than dogs, are we?
That's not like you, Snake. Don't let what Sniper Wolf said bother you. Listen, there's not a soldier alive that doesn't question himself. And if there is one, he's nothing more than a murderer. But someone like Wolf, a soldier who's looking for nothing more than their own death, is no good to anyone either. Once she started to look for death, it was all over. That's how you'll end up too, Snake.
Okay. Almost seems like he had taken that personal.
The entrance to the underground maintenance base is in the north of the snowfield. I'll be watching, Snake.
And I'll be here.
In China, they say it's better to live ugly than to die beautiful. I think it's true. Once you're dead, you'll never have another chance to be happy. I can't understand people who want to die before their time. Please, Snake, promise me that you'll come back alive.
Okay. See what I can do about that. Ellipsis? Oh yeah, it's another ellipsis one. Gotta stay silent. Okay, we got a couple more little locker areas to look through, so I'm gonna hit those up, and then we will move down to the underground maintenance facility. And from there, we begin Disc 2. Now, this is the point of no return. Once you start Disc 2, you cannot go back to any of the previous facilities. I believe you could go out back into the snowfield, obviously, because, you know, you have to be able to come back out here and get the thing that's in the level 7 door. However, kind of want to make sure that there's no mines near. I don't think there are, though. Cardboard box C, so that's our opportunity to come back via the truck. So you can use the boxes to take yourself back to different portions of the facility if you feel like you missed something. And, you know, I guess that's up to you whether you decide to want to do that or not. Just wanted to see what those were. Nikita missiles. I don't need them. But I'm good, and there's not really anything that I need to go back for, so we're just going to move on. But yeah, as soon as Disc 2 starts, you cannot go back. Trucks will not be able to take you. They might not even be there, I forget. Very good. The rare and classic occasion where I actually have to dig in. Grab a disc. Pop it into the PlayStation, close the lid, and press start. Oh yeah, if you don't know it's coming, it could be a little spooky. I think the first time I played this game, and probably even some subsequent times after that, I was like, oh no, what happened? Did I die? But no, that's just the disc transition. Okay, so, a couple things to do here. Stun grenade. There is this arm here. You gotta be careful with it. Make sure you don't get hit by that thing, otherwise it's gonna be a pretty messy ride down. Get some Terminator 2 reenactments going on. So unfortunately you cannot move while squatting, so you have to let this thing kind of pass over you before you can actually transition. You can shoot it with a Stinger missile and disable it completely. I think it falls down into the molten pool down below, but I'm pretty sure it causes an automatic alert, so not something I want to do. Metal Gear Special Missions did this as well, as it needs the main disc. Can't be able to... Oh, yeah, be able to read the main game, yeah. Let's see, where did that guy go? I do have a couple cameras on the opposite end, but I don't know if I even want to bother like messing around with them. Here comes this loser. I don't remember if he comes downstairs or not. Yeah, no, he's coming. I'm gonna use box C since we haven't used it yet. It's just a box.
Just a box. Get out of the way.
Shit. I was not in your way. I think that's the first time the box has failed on me this stream. Oh. This ain't working out so great. Let's see if the box works a second time.
What's that?
Not a good situation. Man, they just have an unlimited supply of people here. Let me see if I could access that elevator. The thing is, people definitely don't come through the side there, but I think they come in through the doors. Oh well. Alert's over anyway, it doesn't matter too much. I don't know the walking patterns of these guys, so I'm not too sure if they actually come down here or not. Or if he just kind of lingers around in that area. I'm a little surprised that he even looked at the box. Like I said, it wasn't really like I was in his way or anything. Maybe I was. Maybe he does go in that corner. Kind of sucks either way. Anyway, there's not too much here. I don't need that ration in the corner. I'd rather not risk it anyway. Sometimes you can get it, sometimes you can't. There's the steam room. I probably don't need anything in here, but I guess just for completion's sake, I might as well take a look. Actually, the cameras are there, so I don't even know what's over there. It's nothing good, like nothing super important or missable. But let's take a look. Stinger, okay, Stinger missiles are nice. I was looking to get a few more of those anyway. Oh, come on. Okay. We're getting through here to some of the more heftier dialogue sequences, so just strap yourself in, lads, because there's going to be some big-time conversations coming up. Let's see, where the hell's the mine detector? Thermal's good enough. It's too bad Deller isn't here. He'd be having a field day with me wearing these. Not a huge fan of Virtual Boy Vision myself. It does make things pop out a little bit more, but I'm not a big fan of red. I don't like seeing red everywhere. We got a similar situation to the elevator. Where the hell's the bomb? There it is. Although this, it's not quite as tacked to use the same exact method. Usually I just try to go for the neck break all at once. Especially since there's only 3 of them. Oh. Nothing I need. Oh, it could see me from there? God damn it. Thing is touchy and sensitive. Never a fan of that gun turret camera. Always mess me up. Sometimes I forget about it too. Got jamming here, so... Oh, there's a mine detector. Finally pops up. Let's see what we got. Yep, there they are. As anticipated. These do come in handy. I'm pretty sure when we tried picking those other ones up on the surface level, yeah, I had full inventory on them, so I don't need to get them. But they do come in handy for the next boss battle. There. Can I just slip in around the corner here, or is that too much to ask? I think it's too much to ask. Alright. You never know. I never really got a good feel for the range on those things. I feel like it's You gotta get pretty close to it, but every once in a while they still pop me. Master, what are these crows?
There are a lot of crows around here.
Those aren't crows. Those are northern ravens. The Inuit and other Native Americans worship northern ravens as creator deities. Some say that ravens have the power to predict death. The great poet Marlowe wrote about them in the 16th century. Thus, like the sad presaging raven that tolls the sick man's passport in her hollow beak, and in the shadow of the silent night doth shake contagion from her sable wings.
That's pretty
Jesus,
gloomy,
Master.
By the way,
What?
I've got something to tell you about Naomi Hunter.
What about her?
I preempted you on that one.
Conversation secure?
Don't worry, the monitor's off.
Okay.
What's up?
I was in the FBI too, you know.
I didn't know that. What's your point?
Dr. Hunter's story about her background, about her grandfather being an assistant secretary to Hoover in the FBI,
Yeah?
and then going undercover to investigate the mafia in New York.
Yeah, what about it?
It was all a big lie.
What did you say?
It was really bothering me. Why would she lie about it?
She lied.
She might be a spy.
Ridiculous.
Come on, even a high school student could see past it. The head of the FBI at that time, Edgar Hoover, he was a well-known racist. Didn't Naomi say that her father was Japanese?
Yeah?
Well, back then, there wasn't a single Asian investigator. Also, in the 1950s, the undercover mafia sting operations hadn't even started yet. They first started in 1960, in Chicago, not New York.
But
You better check it out. The chief and the president mysteriously dying, and that ninja. Too many strange things are happening.
are you saying that Naomi might be behind it?
I don't know. Either that, or she's working with the terrorists.
Could it be?
If I find out anything, I'll call. In the meantime, be careful.
I don't know, Master. Maybe you're working with the terrorists. Who can say, huh? Wait, what? J. Edgar Hoover being a well-known racist? It's a hell of an identifying mark.
Colonel, where's Naomi?
I'm right here, Snake. What is it?
Oh, nothing. Forget it.
Strange.
Yeah.
Snake, by now those terrorists have
nothing.
finished
Forget
their launch
it.
preparations. Stop wasting time.
Oh. Listen to me, damn it.
If you take that elevator down, you'll wind up in the warehouse. Metal Gear's underground maintenance base is just past there.
Ravens.
What?
There are a lot of ravens here.
There were ravens around from before, but for some reason they started to really increase in number around the same time that Foxhound came to the base. It's really weird. I wonder what it could mean.
I don't know. But Snake, using his newfound knowledge about ravens... a lot of ravens around here. I think you can kill these things. Let me see. Well, I got 2 of them. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Also, don't shoot me. I'm pretty sure they're saying that too. Do we need to use a ration? Yes, we do, because we ain't gonna be able to use it in this next part here. At least not after a few minutes. Those are eagle sounds. You can't fool me, game.
Welcome, Cossack. This is the end of the road for you. Right, my friends? Listen, they agree. How dare you kill my friends? Ravens aren't scavengers like most people think. They're simply returning to the natural world, that which is no longer needed. Sometimes they even attack wounded foxes.
You were the one in the M1 tank? Must have been a tight fit for a big boy like you.
But that was
What a
no
laugh.
true battle. The Ravens and I were testing to see what kind of man you were. The judgment is decided. The Ravens say you are a true warrior.
Am I hallucinating? I can't move.
The Raven has put the mark of death upon you. Blood from the east flows within your veins. Your ancestors too were raised on the barren plains of Mongolia. Inuit and Japanese are cousins to each other. We share many ancestors, you and I.
I don't have any crows in my family tree.
You jest, but indeed ravens and snakes are not the best of friends. Nevertheless, you will make a worthy adversary. You live in Alaska too. You know of the World Eskimo Indian Olympics?
Yeah, I know it. Must be a real threat in the muck-duck eating contest.
Yes, you are right. But there is another event that
Sure, you're right. He doesn't disagree.
It is called the ear pull. It is an event where two opponents pull each other's ears while
pull on each
enduring
other's
the hard
ears.
cold. It tests spiritual as well as physical strength.
You want to pull each other's ears?
The form is different, but the spirit is the same. Rejoice, Snake! Ours will be a glorious battle.
This isn't glorious. It's just plain killing. Violence isn't a sport.
Well, we'll see if there is iron in your words.
Yeah, your pull is real. I never said I doubted it. So is the muck-duck eating contest. Muck-duck is whale blubber with the skin attached. A real delicacy. Okay, so the easiest way to do this boss battle, I find, is just have him run into Claymore Mines. In this sense, it's pretty damn similar to the Running Man boss battle from Metal Gear 2. Though I don't like to use too many Claymores at one time, just because they tend to get a little bit lost on me. And it's not uncommon for me to accidentally run into them if I'm not careful. So, usually I'll try to do like a corner, something like that, get them all worked up. Because then he just starts running faster, and then he gets a little dumb. Although I should probably pull out the lie detector just in case I accidentally miss something. There are several methods to go about doing this boss battle, but yeah, I've always found that the Claymores kind of tend to work the best for me. You can try to use the Nikita, but you have to be behind him, as is the same with any other type of weapon. You have to catch him from behind. Also, you know what? I forgot to do the codec calls. How could we do such a thing?
Vulcan Raven is half Native Alaskan American and half Inuit. He was raised as a shaman, and they say he has supernatural powers. During the Cold War, he trained in Russia with the BIMPL, the Soviet Special Forces. In 1993, he was demoted by President Yeltsin following his coup d'etat, so he fled the country and became a mercenary.
After that, he joined those rent-a-war bastards at Outer Heaven, Inc. He stayed there until he joined us in Foxhound, next to a strong recommendation from Lord Ocelot.
That cannon he's holding is a 20mm Vulcan gun. You usually see them mounted on fighter planes. You can't take him on in a firefight. He'll make mincemeat of you.
He's not just strong, Snake. He's a graduate emeritus from Alaska University, so he's a quick thinker, too.
In any case, you'd better not try to attack him from the front. Normal weapons are no match for his 20mm Vulcan. Try to attack him from the sides or behind.
Yes. Reiterating what I just said. Also, yeah, Outer Heaven Incorporated, yes. They were a corporation of mercenaries, though in the original games, and from then on, I don't think anyone has ever called it Outer Heaven Inc. except for Naomi in this game.
It looks like Raven is holding an M61A1 20mm multi-turreted machine gun. They are usually mounted on F-16s. With its 6 rotating turrets, it can fire 4,000 20mm rounds per minute, and it is accurate too. If you come at him from the front, he'll turn you into borscht.
Well, I don't want to be turned into borscht.
That place is right in the middle of the permafrost. Just like the name says, it never melts. I've heard over 85% of Alaska is permafrost. It's extremely cold there, Snake. If you don't hurry, your sea rations will freeze. One way to prevent your sea rations from freezing is to hold them close to your body by equipping them.
That is true. Also something one that was taken from Metal Gear 2 as well.
That room is still under construction because their main priority was to finish Metal Gear's underground base. But the good thing is, with all those containers, it should be easy to hide, right?
You'd know about hiding, wouldn't you?
Snake, are you okay? Don't die, Snake.
Not working on it. I don't know where he's coming from. Couple more and he's done for. Sorry. And there you have it.
Just as the boss said, it is my existence which is no longer needed in this world. But my body will not remain in this place. My spirit and my flesh will become one with the ravens. In that way, I will return to Mother Earth who bore me. Snake! I will be watching you. Understand? Snake, take this security card. It will open that door.
Why?
You are a snake which was not created by nature. You and the boss. You are from another world. A world that I do not wish to know. Go and do battle with him. I will be watching from above. First, I'll give you a hint. The man who you saw die before your eyes.
What is it?
Oh. I was like, we've seen quite a few. Which one are you referring to? But yes. Also, yes, they're aliens. They are from another world, literally.
It was Decoy Octopus, a member of Foxhound. He was a master of disguise. He copied his subjects down to the blood. So he drained the chief's blood and took it into himself. But he wasn't able to deceive the Angel of Death.
The Angel of Death? But why go to so much trouble? Why impersonate the chief?
That is the end of my hint. You must solve the rest of the riddle yourself. Snake, in the natural world, there's no such thing as boundless slaughter. There is always an end to it, but you are different.
What are you trying to say?
The path you walk on has no end. Each step you take is paved with the corpses of your enemies. Their souls will haunt you forever. You shall have no peace. Hear me, Snake. My spirit will be watching you.
Finished it up quick. Okay, so a couple notes on that. Well, alright, never mind. I guess we got a codec call.
Snake, it's me.
Master.
Miller.
It's about Naomi. Turn
Again?
the monitor off.
What about Naomi?
Colonel, is Naomi there?
No, she's away. She's taking a short nap. So what is this about Naomi?
Okay, maybe we'd better let the Colonel hear this too.
Yeah. Go on, Master.
Well, basically, Dr. Naomi Hunter is not Dr. Naomi Hunter at all.
What?
I thought her story of her background sounded kind of fishy, so I checked it out.
And?
There is an actual Dr. Naomi Hunter, or I should say, there was one. But she's not the woman we know. The real Naomi Hunter disappeared somewhere in the Middle East. Our Naomi must have somehow obtained her identification papers.
So then who is she really?
She must be some kind of spy.
A spy?
Yes.
Spy.
Maybe she's been sent to sabotage this operation.
Are you saying she's with the terrorists?
I don't want to believe it either, but she is working for Foxhound.
So you think she had a part in the uprising?
Or she could be working with some different group altogether.
Different group? It couldn't be.
Place her under arrest.
What?
She's betrayed us. She needs to be arrested and interrogated to find out who she's with.
If she's one of their spies, then we're in big trouble.
What do you mean?
Nothing.
Have you let her in on some kind of vital secret or something? Does this have anything to do with the mysterious deaths of the DARPA chief and the Arms Tech president?
I have no idea.
Anyway, we cannot allow her to participate any further in this mission.
Wait a minute. Without her, we can't complete this mission.
I knew it. You're hiding something.
Give me some time. I'll try to get it out of her.
Hurry then. We've got to figure out who she is and what she's doing here.
I understand. Snake, give me some time.
I don't have any time left for you.
I know, we got things to do. Stuff's cooking. I'm freezing my ass off here in the permafrost.
Naomi wasn't acting strangely or anything?
No, I just can't believe that Naomi's an enemy spy. I refuse to accept that.
I don't want to believe it either, but...
Don't say it, Snake.
Believe it. Okay, so anyway, what I was going to say was that the dialogue slightly changes if you... It should have changed in regards to Miller talking about the ravens, how they're not crows, they're ravens. But I don't think Snake's dialogue changed. I could have sworn it did. Like, instead of saying, like, I don't remember any crows in my family or whatever, he says something about ravens instead, but I don't know, maybe it's just Mandela effect. But there was the line from Vulcan Raven where he was trying to transcribe what the ravens were talking through their caws, and that, how dare you kill my friends? So, at least we got that.
I don't know anything about Dr. Naomi, so there's not much I can say. But Snake, I think you'd better leave that to Colonel Campbell. Don't you think you'd better just get to the control room?
How do you know about Campbell?
That is a mine detector. It works by
Oh,
searching
thanks.
for metal objects. It will even find claymores that are hidden with optic stealth technology. It is set so that the position of the landmines will show up on your radar. All you have to do is equip the mine detector and keep an eye on your radar. Use it carefully.
You know, I was thinking that we should probably go through some of our conversations regarding the weapons, because that wasn't something that we were completely thorough on, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. We got a lot, though. It's like the Stingers, I think we went over, the Nikitas, maybe, but did we talk about the FAMAS? I don't think so. Let's see.
That is a FAMAS. It is
we
a
didn't.
bullpup-style assault rifle. It is durable and easy to use. Very resistant to overheating. It is a reliable weapon with smooth action. It can fire up to 1,000 rounds per minute. On full auto, you will empty a 25-round magazine in a few seconds.
Very interesting. Oh, you know what? There is one of those ghosts that we were talking about here, but I actually went back and I took some pictures. Oh no, it wasn't on here. Never mind. I didn't take pictures on this console. I took pictures on the PS3, but I don't have that set up, so we're not going to be able to see them. Oh well. Maybe some other time. Maybe next Metal Gear Monday I'll have that set up so we can look at it. But I did find a lot of them, but yeah, they're not on any of these memory cards, so never mind. Though I could probably take a picture of the one that's on the waterfall here. That's one of the few that I know about. Did you talk about chaff?
That's a chaff grenade. It's a special grenade that disperses thin, narrow metallic strips of various lengths and frequency responses. It can confuse electronic equipment. It will be useful against machines which depend upon electronic sensors. Naturally, for it to be effective, you must use it before you are attacked. If you are expecting an attack, spread the chaff beforehand.
Spread your chaff. Okay, it does actually come in pretty handy here. But we also need to use it in conjunction with the Stinger missiles, because there's some shit. Oh man, things are getting laggy. I'm not entirely sure that we can avoid danger here. There we go. Did we get everything up here? We did. Okay, good. Okay, so we got those Stinger missiles. We're definitely going to need those. I mean, I'd hate to use them after we just got all that we did, but I don't think they could see us from here. See how many that takes out. Oh, come on, it just leaves the one? Stupid. Okay, I don't think that one down there is going to give me trouble, but these are, so I gotta use another chaff grenade. All of this equipment does come in handy with the later boss battles, so it's like I don't want to use too much of it, but I do want to try and get this ghost picture. Oh, damn, I might not be at a good angle for it. I think... I might have to get it from the other side. Shit. Alright, well, I'm not going to worry about it. I took out all those cameras just so I could get a picture of it, but I think it's on the top of that waterfall. Oh, well. Anyway, here's the big moment with the big line. Oh wait, does he not say anything? I guess not. Never mind. Alright, the big line is later, or not at all. I guess he did say Metal Gear. Can't be. Like, during the whole meetup with Donald Anderson, or, you know, the supposed Donald Anderson. No, it's hiding behind there. There it goes. Anyway, can we see it from here? We can kind of get a good look at it. The camera sort of focuses on it when you're coming through, but it's still not like the greatest shot. But there's Rex. Absolute beast of a Metal Gear. And I think to this day is still my favorite Metal Gear. Yes, I know how to walk up ladders.
Snake, it's me.
What's wrong? Did you find a good place to hide?
Yeah, thanks to the stealth gear. It looks like they've finished getting Metal Gear ready.
How do you know that?
I overheard them talking. Where are you now?
Right in front of Metal Gear, but it's strange.
What is?
There's nobody here. No guards, nobody patrolling. It's too quiet.
Maybe because they're all ready. They said they even input the PAL codes.
What should I do?
All we can do is use the override system that President Baker told you about.
But I've only got one of the 3 keys, and besides that, like Ocelot said, there's some trick to using the keys.
Leave it to me.
You got some kind of plan?
Well, I'm in the computer room right now. I'm trying to access Baker's private files.
Baker's files? Don't you need a password?
Of course, but there are ways.
Are you a hacker?
Yep, that describes me pretty well.
Does it look like you can get in?
I don't know yet. I'll give it a try.
I'm counting on you.
I'm in. That's what any good hacker says. Alright, there's a couple supplies up here. There actually is one guard up at the top, but I think it's just the one. Yes, how can I help you?
Snake, it's me again.
Yes, we just talked.
Not bad. I just got past his 3rd security level. He was a pretty careful guy.
Do you think you'll break in soon?
I never met a system I couldn't bust into.
Okay, keep trying.
Okay. In my opinion, Disc 2 is a little bit unbalanced when it comes to the game. 1, it's very short, but 2, there's so much dialogue. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially when you're playing through it the first time around, because, you know, it's all interesting. But, you know, when it's me and I'm going through, you know, my dozenth playthrough, if that's even a word, it's like, I just want to fight Metal Gear. I don't need to be interrupted every 2 seconds for a progress update. Or go through the whole Naomi conspiracy thing. Just arrest her. She's a little bit of a bitch anyway, so, you know. Solitary confinement for a couple days. Ought to sort that out. Let me see if I can see that guy from up here. Yes, how can I help you?
Snake, I did it!
You got past security?
Bingo!
Great. So what do you got?
I accessed the confidential Metal Gear file.
So what about the PAL override system that Baker talked about?
I haven't found it yet.
That's what I need to know.
But Snake, I found something else.
What?
The secret behind the new nuclear weapon. Just as I thought, the nuclear warhead is designed to be fired from the railgun like a projectile. It doesn't use fuel, so it isn't considered a missile. That way it can get around all sorts of international treaties.
Pretty sneaky.
Yes, but effective. And that's not even the scariest thing about this weapon.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
It's a stealth weapon.
You mean it won't show up on radar?
Yeah. The truth is, they've been working on a stealth missile since the late 70s.
Why weren't they able to develop one until now?
Because of the missile rocket propulsion system. It would be picked up by enemy satellites.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But unlike a missile, the railgun doesn't burn any propellant, so it can't be
He sounds like
detected by
half
any
interested.
current ballistic missile detection systems.
An invisible nuclear warhead.
Totally impossible to intercept. And on top of that, it's got a surface-piercing warhead designed to penetrate hardened underground bases.
We learned that lesson in the Gulf War.
This thing could mean the end of the world.
It's the ultimate weapon. And from a political point of view, it avoids the problem of nuclear reduction and nuclear inspections. Colonel, is this true? Are you listening?
I'm listening.
If word of this got out, it could delay the signing of the START 3 treaty and cause a huge international incident.
Yeah, it would be nasty. The United States would be denounced by the UN. It could even bring the president down.
Did you know this, Colonel?
I'm sorry.
You've changed, Colonel.
I won't make any excuses.
Snake, listen to me. This new nuclear weapon, it's never actually been tested, only simulated.
You mean they ran a computer model?
Yeah, that's why they were conducting this exercise. They needed to get actual experimental data to back up the simulation.
What were the results of the exercise?
It looks like it went better than they hoped for, but I can't find the data anywhere on this network. You'd think the data as important as that would be carefully recorded.
It was. President Baker gave me an optical disc with all of the test data.
What? Do you still have it?
No. Ocelot took it from me.
Damn. The terrorists have replaced the dummy warhead with a real warhead. Once they input the detonation codes, they should be ready to launch.
So you think they can do it?
Well, the dummy warhead was designed to be identical to the real thing, so I think so.
Did you find out how to override it yet?
Not yet. It must be in a separate file. Right now I'm looking through all of Baker's personal files.
We're counting on you.
You're doing all this talking, but I don't know if you're actually looking. We can kind of see over there, but Rex's head is so big that it's not really viable if I wanted to try and shoot the guy down there. But at least we can see Ocelot and Liquid. They look like they're having a good time, right? Hey Miller, I got a question for you.
Snake, I'm sure that woman calling herself Naomi is some type of spy. And now I'm starting to think that Campbell might be hiding something too. Don't trust him.
Funny. I wasn't quite expecting to hear from you, but I guess you proved me wrong. Alright. See where that guy is. He's making his way back. Oh shit. Oh wait, where'd he go? Looks like it disappeared for a second, but then he came back. Surprised he didn't hear that gunshot. How can I help you?
Snake.
Did you find it?
No, I haven't found out about the
Why are you
override
calling?
system yet, but I found Baker's ulterior motive.
He's just looking to get rich, isn't he?
Well, that's part of it. Arms Tech is in much worse financial trouble than I thought.
I know they lost their bid to make the next generation fighter jet. That plus the reduction in SDI spending.
It looks like there was even some talk of a hostile takeover.
Everything was riding on this project, I guess.
And it looks like we were paying a lot of bribe money to the DARPA chief.
Bribe money, huh?
Yeah, and Baker was a big proponent of the nuclear deterrent theory.
I see. So anyway, what about the override?
Just give me a little bit longer.
Wow, thanks for the update on the whole Arms Tech thing. I'm really interested in that.
Okay, I've entered the PAL codes and disengaged the safety device. We can launch anytime. There's still no response from Washington. It looks like we'll have to show them that we mean business.
Should I set it for Cherniton, Russia?
No. There's been a change. The new target is Lopnor, China.
Why, boss?
I'm sure neither you nor Mr. Golukovich would really like to see a nuclear bomb dropped on your motherland, right?
Liquid. But why? There's nothing there.
Wrong. It's a nuclear test site.
A nuclear test site?
If we nuke a major population center, the game's over. But a nuclear explosion at a test site can still be concealed from the public. Meanwhile, Washington will be worried about the retaliatory strike from China.
That'll probably mean top-secret talks between both countries' leaders.
Of course. And in the process, the President will be forced to divulge the existence of a new and highly destabilizing nuclear weapon to the Chinese. What do you think that will do to the US's reputation? Or the President's?
And with the CTBT, that means that China and
Gonna bust
India...
out the dirt sheets.
Yes. When the other countries hear about this new weapon, they'll all want to contact us. Washington won't be very happy when we start selling their own system to the highest bidders. Yes, the President will break. He will give in to our demands.
Big Boss's DNA and $1 billion. $1 billion?
That money will be used to cure our genome soldiers as well. I'm also including the Fox dye vaccine in our demands.
Fox dye? It killed Octopus and the Armstech president. So it's true that it affects older people first. Mantis might not have been affected because he wore a mask.
Wolf wasn't infected either. Perhaps due to those tranquilizers she always took.
Something to do with the adrenaline level in the blood. Or maybe it's just because this Fox dye was still experimental and they haven't worked out all the bugs yet.
In any case, have you heard from your friend, Colonel Sergei Golukovich, at the Spetsnaz?
He still has doubts about the ability of Metal Gear. He said we can talk after Metal Gear's test launch is successful.
He's a very prudent man.
There's nothing to worry about. The Colonel wants Metal Gear and a new nuclear weapon so bad he can taste it. If Russia wants to regain its position as a military superpower, they need to reinforce their nuclear arsenal. They need a nuclear weapon that can't be intercepted. Metal Gear will allow them to gain first strike capability over the rest of the world.
Their regular army is in shambles, and they think they can restore their country's military power with nuclear weapons? Golukovich, he's no warrior. He's a politician.
Well, he's the one who gave us the Hind and most of our other heavy firepower.
He's got over 1,000 soldiers under his command. If we join forces, we could put up quite a resistance here. Since Mantis died, the genome soldiers' brainwashing has started to wear off. I'm worried about the men's morale. An alliance with the Russians would boost that as well.
What are you saying?
We're not going anywhere. We're going to dig in here.
We could still escape.
We've got the most powerful weapon ever made, and we're about to ally with Golukovich's forces.
Are you going to fight the whole world?
And what's wrong with that? We can launch a nuclear warhead at any target on this planet. A nuclear warhead invisible to radar. And on top of that, this base is full of spare nuclear warheads. Once we get the DNA and the money, the world will be ours!
What about your promise to Colonel Golukovich?
I have no interest in the revival of Mother Russia.
You're not thinking of reviving Big Boss's dream.
From today, call this place Outer Heaven.
Big Boss's dream.
But boss, you're not worried about the PAL being overridden. If the code is in it again, it'll be deactivated.
No need to worry. The DARPA chief and the Armstech president are both dead.
Does Snake know how the override system works?
You interrogated him, don't you know?
He didn't have any keys on him.
Good. Then no one can stop Metal Gear now.
By the way, what should we do with that woman? Want me to kill her?
Let her live. She's Campbell's niece, and Snake cares for her. We'll keep her as our ace in the hole.
Meryl, she's alive.
Yeah, Outer Heaven. heaven. Everybody always trying to recreate outer heaven.
I found Baker's top
To be honest, it wasn't that great.
Great job.
How's it going there?
They've finished inputting the PAL codes. So how do we deactivate them?
Okay, you see the override system that the President was talking about. It can also be used to input the detonation codes. You see, if you insert the keys when the warhead is active, you deactivate it. And if you insert them when it's inactive, it becomes activated. And you can only use the keys once.
Only once, huh?
Yeah, you better get started. We don't have much time.
But it takes 3 keys, right? I've only got 1 of them.
Hold on a minute. You see, that's the trick. You already have all 3 keys.
What are you talking about?
The card key is made of a shape memory alloy.
Shape memory alloy?
Yes. It's a material that changes shape at different temperatures. The key is made out of it.
This card key?
Yeah. The card key changes shape at different temperatures.
So this key is actually 3 keys in 1. Clever.
Come on, Snake. You've dealt with this before.
Can
Shape
you see
memory
the
alloy.
input terminals in the center of the control room?
Remember Gustava's brooch?
Those 3 laptop terminals are for the emergency input. There should be a symbol on each screen. Each symbol corresponds to a different key. Input the keys in order from left to right. The left one's for the room temperature key. See the symbol? Next to that goes the low temperature key. The one on the right is the high temperature key.
Okay, I got it. First, I change the shape of the card, and then I input them in order, right?
That's right. All you do is insert the card keys. After you insert the key into the module, a hard disk reads the information contained on it. Once you've finished with all 3 terminals, the code input process is complete. But here's the thing. You can only use the key 3 times. It's an emergency system. It's only meant to be used once.
The world is riding on that key, Snake.
Who's that? Damn!
Way to go.
The key fell in the drainage ditch.
Snake!
It's not quite there yet.
This is bulletproof glass. There's no way in. I'll enjoy watching you die.
Snake, you've got to get that key.
Butterfingers. Just thought of Spider-Man 2 for a second. No, get out of my way. There's a great many things to be done here. Okay, we'll see which option I get for the where to find the key. Because there's 2 possible locations it could be at. And one is a bigger pain in the ass than the other, but I guess either one, they're not quite that bad. Okay, so option number 1 usually tends to be the most common one, but we come down here, pass under the bridge, there's the PAL key. Okay, it seems like most of the time when I play this game, we usually end up getting the PAL key back in the drainage ditch. Under the little overpass bridge. So I'm good with that one. There's another thing that happens where it's kind of funny, but like a rat eats it and then you have to go kill the rat. I don't remember how they come up with that conclusion. I think if you try to look for it and Snake calls him up, he's like, I can't find it anywhere. And Campbell or Miller says, oh, it must have been the rats. They've eaten the card key. You'll have to bomb it back. And then, you set up a Claymore mine or C4 as it roams around the area and then, kill it thusly. I would have to imagine that I've never watched a speed run of Metal Gear Solid, but I would have to imagine that it is a speedrunner's absolute nightmare to come all this way and then get the rat PAL keycard option, because it easily takes, I mean, even if you're doing it quick, it must add like a minute or two just to get everything sorted. It's a bit of a pain in the ass that way. Fortunately, I'm not trying to go for any such times or anything like that, so nothing I need to worry about. I didn't even get it. But, you know, it is a thought. So did they left, right? Let's take a look. They did leave, but there's a lot of cameras in here. No, what? What are you doing?
Key's wrong?
I wasn't even trying to go after that one. Come on, Snake. Play ball here. I was walking past the computers. There you go.
PAL code number 1 confirmed. Awaiting PAL code number 2.
Okay, that takes care of PAL code number 1. Now, PAL number 2, freeze the key.
Okay. So again, this is another concept that was taken from Metal Gear 2. Big surprise at this point, right? But there was, and I think it was only in the case of freezing something, getting into cold temperatures. I don't think there was a variation on it where you had to warm it. So they're sort of playing around with it, but come on. There is a character named Gustava in Metal Gear 2, and she has a brooch that changes its shape in cold temperatures and becomes a key at cold temperatures, and you have to go, I think, into like a fridge in order to get it to change. Here we have to go back to the permafrost section, so that's what we're gonna go do. Hang out in there a little bit, hopefully don't catch a cold, and then eventually we'll have to warm it. But we got a lot of dialogue before we get to that point. There's some codec calls that pop up that are gonna be a couple of real doozies. Actually, before we do anything, let's see if any of the codec calls are accustomed to the PAL key.
You've got to lower that card key's temperature. Find someplace cold.
Okay.
Next, you've got to cool the card key.
Where should I do that?
This is Alaska. Go outside. It's cold everywhere. But you're close to the warehouse where you fought Raven, right? That place is right in the middle of the permafrost layer, and there's no heater either. That key is actually an IC card. Its connector pins and main body are made of a shape memory alloy. It's designed so that unless it's been changed to the correct shape, it won't be recognized by the PAL code input terminal in the control room, and the detonation code won't be entered.
Anybody else?
Now freeze that key. Get somewhere cold.
What do you know about it?
There is a big difference between conventional weapons and weapons of mass destruction. Conventional weapons are intended for use against military targets, but nuclear weapons are used against non-combatants. Nukes are designed to kill tens of thousands of innocent civilians in a flash. That is why nuclear weapons are so evil.
Again, not really pertinent to the conversation at hand, but I guess it's appreciated. Alright, I got the other card on. When I first played this game, I wasn't really too big on listening to codec calls, and even still, when I play this game nowadays, it's like I kind of know them all for the most part, so I tend to skip through codec calls if I'm playing on my own. But initially playing this, and you know, I didn't have internet connection at the time. A lot of this really confused me. I wasn't really sure because I wasn't thinking about the permafrost thing here. I was thinking, well, when you go down into that water in the drainage ditch inside the Metal Gear hangar, you actually start losing health because it's so cold in there. So I thought, oh, well, it makes sense that it's really chilly in there. So I was hanging out inside the drainage ditch for like a good 2 minutes, 5 minutes, you know, however long it would took before nothing happened. And I'm like, huh, well, it seems like it should work. It's pretty cold in here, right? So, I don't know. I probably ended up listening to the codec calls at some point, but because otherwise I don't know if I would have thought to come back here. Maybe I did. I don't know. It's been so long, but yeah, there were slightly confusing aspects to this game, and not only this, but like there's a ton of games on the PlayStation where kind of trying to trudge through it was a little more on the confusing side. Resident Evil in particular, at least with the first two. Alright, so now it's changed. My biggest fear when it came to changing the shape of the keycards was if they ever reverted back, so I would always like try to rush my way back to the control room. But I think once you get it changed, it doesn't change back. I don't know. I've never put it to the test, and I've never heard anybody say otherwise, so maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but I kind of don't really take any chances and dilly-dally on it. I don't think it would necessarily count like codec calls towards time used if it did in fact change shape, but I don't know, who can say? Maybe someone out there has tested it. Biggest pain in the ass coming through here is one, you have to go through all these ladders, which have to load up a new area of the game. So that's kind of a pain for one. But then there's a stupid guard that keeps coming back here. You'd think after I shot him like 5 times in the head, he'd probably give it up. But he's persistent. I admire that can-do attitude. I could shoot him a dozen times in the ass and it always gets him in the head, too. Oh, and the other pain, of course, is trying to get rid of these cameras in here. It's a pain, too, because they're actual cameras. They're not the camera turrets that we're kind of used to at this point. So once you activate it in here, they actually close the doors and like the gas starts up and then insta-kills you. Well, slowly kills you, but you're dead.
Palcode number 2 confirmed. Awaiting Palcode number 3.
Okay, there goes pal code number 2. Next comes pal number 3. Warm the key.
Alright. I don't think there's any chaff in here, is there? I gotta use a chaff grenade each time I want to do this, too. And it does come in handy with the next boss battle, but I think I've learned at this point not to be too reliant on it. Honestly, though, the prospect of the next few boss battles, because you got to do 3 in a row, it's kind of making me nervous. I don't want to do them because they're always the biggest pain in the ass. The most bullshit part of this game is the last 3 boss battles. I consider one a boss battle, but it's kind of not really, but either way. The last 3 activities, combat situations, whatever you want to call it, of this game is the biggest pain in the ass, probably in the entirety of this series. I can't really think of anything that's too comparable. But we'll get to it when we get to it. When it comes, as they say. Since we're having to go to the furnace, I'm going to go check out the storage unit thing on the surface, since we're so close to it anyway. That's why I didn't do it immediately after we got the level 7 key card, because I knew we'd be coming back there anyway. I think you can go to the surface. I don't think you're locked out prior to that, so hopefully that ends up working, but I don't know. Now I'm kind of second guessing myself. Oh wait, no. My mistake. I forgot we had to shoot that guy. And it's just more effective to use the chaff grenades here as opposed to the stinger missiles, because these things just keep coming back. And considering the stinger missiles are necessary and the chaff grenades are helpful but not necessary for the next big time battle we got going on, I'd rather just hang on to the stinger missiles. Anybody got anything to say about warming the key?
Now you've got to warm the key up. Find someplace hot.
Thanks, Campbell.
One way to prevent your sea rations from freezing.
Oh yeah, you told me during the thing.
Somewhere warm? What about the blast furnace? But the problem is, if you go through a cold place on the way back, the card key might change shape. You need to hurry on the way back.
I knew it. I knew there was a reason. Well, alright. I guess that more or less confirms it. Yeah, you definitely don't want to dick around when you got the key. I don't even remember if I've heard that conversation ever before, but I always had a feeling, especially going through the permafrost area, I feel like that's the biggest risk. If it was up to me, I'd just shove the key card down my pants. It's pretty warm down there. I think it might change shape. But we gotta do, you know, something a little more complicated, I guess. Let's see if I can preempt one of these conversations.
Now you've got to warm the key up.
Alright, never mind. I think it's a Naomi conversation anyway.
Snake, it's about Naomi Hunter.
Then you should talk to the Colonel. He's looking into it.
Turn your monitor off.
Okay, it's off. No one else can hear us. Go ahead.
Sorry, but I didn't want the Colonel to hear.
Okay, so what's up?
I've got a good friend in the Pentagon.
Yeah?
He's the one who told me about it. It looks like the DIA recently developed a new type of assassination weapon.
An assassination weapon?
Snake, have you ever heard of something called Fox Dye?
No. Fox Dye. Liquid and the others were talking about it.
Yeah. It's some kind of virus that targets specific people. I don't know all the details, but...
What are you trying to say?
It's too similar.
What is?
The cause of death. Didn't the Arms Tech president and the DARPA chief, I mean, Decoy Octopus, die of something that looked like a heart attack?
Yeah?
Well, apparently Fox Dye kills its victims by simulating a heart attack.
No. You're telling me that Naomi was behind it?
Snake, try to remember. Did Naomi give you some kind of injection?
The nanomachines.
She was in the best position to have done it, but I don't know what her motive was.
Does the Colonel know?
I'm not sure. But he still hasn't questioned her.
Okay, I'll ask him myself. Colonel, what's new with the Naomi situation?
I just placed Naomi under arrest.
Arrest?
She was sending coded messages towards the Alaskan base. I didn't want to believe it, but she must be working with the terrorists.
Are you sure?
I'm afraid so. She's being interrogated now.
What kind of interrogation?
Well, I'd like to avoid the rough stuff, but we don't even have any sodium pentothal here.
Call me if you find out anything.
So it's true, isn't it?
Naomi, I can't believe it.
That means the Fox dye vaccine must be around somewhere.
Listen, I've got bigger things to worry about.
But Snake, you might be infected too, you know.
All I can do is leave it up to the Colonel.
Pretty interested in that vaccine, aren't you? Wonder why that would be. Oh, unless you're just looking out for me, then okay, that's totally fine. Well, hey. Shit, man. I don't even have control of the character yet. No, wait, that doesn't work here. Thermal goggles. There we go. Am I up to... Yeah, max. There we go. Don't need it. Cool. Okay, let's see if we get another conversation here, yeah? Oh, they actually sped us up on this one. Okay, I don't think there's anything to worry about here. Probably not any pickups either. Okay, so as I said, I do want to go and check out... It's bad timing. I do want to go out and check out the area up here. See if I can get whatever's in the level 7 lock door. To be honest, I don't even remember what it was. I think if you miss the body armor, it's in there, but I don't know if something else takes its place afterward, or if that was the only thing, and there's nothing in there now, or I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Let's see. We got 3 cameras. Looks like a bunch of Stinger missiles or Nikita missiles. Some kind of missile. Okay, thermal goggles. Anything in here? Weird surprises for me? Doesn't look like it. What is this? Is it just Stinger missiles? Oh. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure that if you miss out on the body armor, it's in here. So it's like your second chance to grab it. What the hell? Oh. It's a little dog. But at this point in time, it's just Stinger missiles, so it's not really anything mandatory. Though it is nice to restock it. I guess while I'm up here, I'll probably grab those chaff grenades too, just because that is a handy thing to have. whatever other ammunition I can get a hold of. We've had a couple encounters since we've been going in and out of the facility there. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna replenish the chaff grenades anyway. Okay, chaff grenade, regular grenades. Good. That's all I'm gonna worry about. Don't really need anything else. I'm fairly certain that there's... I wonder if the dog has anything to do with it. There's a ghost that's around one of these trees. I remember it being of some sort of debate, too, because a lot of people were saying... I remember looking this up years ago, but a lot of people were saying that whoever the ghost was on the tree out in the snowfield here was one of the U.S. devs, and he was, I think, the translator for this game. And a lot of people were saying that he was removed for some reason, but then I guess not. I don't know. I'm not even sure if I've ever seen it before, but basically it's a guy of some importance. This asshole's going. Yeah, what are you doing? It was a little stinky dance. So, just to be safe, I usually like to go into the steam room here for the PAL key. Let's see. It's already warmed up to normal state, so we know that it could transition. Oh man. I don't know if I don't know if that's just like typical PlayStation texture work going on here, or if that's supposed to be some sort of warping effect from the heat. It looks a little dubious though. But anyway, going inside the steam room there is usually a better bet because you don't have anybody trying to interrupt you. I don't think anyone goes down to the very bottom, but, you know, just in case. I'm a very cautious person. I think we have another long-ish conversation coming up here, too, which always bugged the crap out of me because it's like, God damn it, I'm trying to get the key card back to the thing here without it turning into a normal key card or freezing. It's like, I don't need 10-minute conversations when I got stuff on the clock here, but it is what it is. Like I said, I don't think the codec calls actually count towards the card morphing at all, so probably don't need to worry about it, but I still do. Okay, let's see. Somebody came and repaired that thing already. Good on them. They got a nice, tight maintenance crew. Think better not shoot at me while I'm coming down here. Very good. It's like 2 inches until it docked at the top there, and it was already started opening fire. Did it? Not on the way down, as we saw, but on the way up, when I was coming through to get to the blast furnace, I didn't even have control of Snake yet, and it already was shooting at me.
Snake, can you hear me? It's Naomi.
Naomi? What the hell?
Campbell and the others are busy right now. I'm on a different codec.
Naomi, is what the Colonel says true?
Yes, but not everything I said was a lie.
Who are you?
I don't know myself. I don't know my real name or even what my parents looked like. I bought all my identification. But my reason for getting into genetics was true.
'Cause you want to know yourself, right?
That's right. I want to know where I came from, my age, my race, anything.
Naomi.
I was found in Rhodesia sometime in the 80s. A dirty little orphan.
Rhodesia? What's now known as Zimbabwe?
Yes. Rhodesia was owned by England until 1965, and there were lots of Indian laborers around. That's probably where I got my skin color from, but I'm not even sure about that.
Naomi, you're too worried about the past. Isn't it enough to understand who you are now?
Understand who I am now? Why should I? No one else tries to understand me. I was alone for so long, until I met my big brother. And him.
Your big brother?
Yes. Frank Yeager.
What?
He was a young soldier when he picked me up near the Zambezi River. I was half dead from starvation, and he shared his rations with me. Yes, Frank Yeager. The man who you destroyed was my brother and my only family.
He ran into those mines. Don't you accuse me of nothing.
Gray Fox?
We survived that hell together, Frank and I. He protected me. He's my one connection. The only connection I have to my past.
And he brought you back to America?
No. I was in Mozambique when he came.
Who is he? You mean Big Boss?
Yes. He brought us to this land of freedom, this America. And then he and my brother went back to Africa to continue the war. And that's when it happened. You killed my benefactor and sent my brother home a cripple. I vowed revenge and joined Foxhound. I knew it was my best chance to meet you, and I prayed for the day that I would.
So, were your prayers answered?
Yes. I waited 2 long years.
To kill me? Is that all you cared about?
Yes. That's right. 2 years. You were all I thought about for 2 long years. Like some kind of twisted obsession.
Do you still hate me?
Not exactly. I was partly wrong about you.
What about Liquid and the others?
I'll have my revenge on them too.
Naomi, you didn't kill that doctor too, did you? The one that used Gray Fox for his genome experiments?
Dr. Clark? No. That was my brother. Afterwards, I covered it up and helped him hide out.
So that ninja, I mean Gray Fox, he's come here to kill me?
I don't think so. I think he just came here to fight you. I wasn't sure before, but now I think I understand. A final battle with you. That's all he lives for. I'm sure of it.
Fox? No. Naomi, tell me something.
About Fox Die? Fox Die is a type of retrovirus that targets and kills only specific people. First, it infects the macrophages in the victim's body. Fox Die contains smart enzymes created through protein engineering. They're programmed to respond to specific genetic patterns in the cells.
Those enzymes recognize the target's DNA?
Right. They respond by becoming active and using the macrophages. They begin creating TNF-epsilon.
Huh?
It's a type of cytokine, a peptide which causes cells to die. The TNF-epsilon is carried along the bloodstream to the heart, where they attach to the TNF receptors in the heart cells.
And then they cause a heart attack?
The heart cells suffer a shock and undergo an extreme apoptosis. Then, the victim dies.
Apoptosis? You mean the heart cells commit suicide? Naomi.
What?
You must have programmed that thing to kill me too, right? Do I still have time? Naomi, I don't blame you for wanting me dead, but I can't go yet. I still have a job to do.
Listen, Snake. I'm not the one who made the decision to use Fox Die.
Huh? You weren't?
No. You were injected with Fox dye as a part of this operation. I just wanted to let you know that. No, that's not the whole truth.
Huh?
The real thing I wanted to tell you was... Snake,
Hey, what are you doing?
Snake!
Naomi! Snake, I can't allow Naomi to make any more unauthorized transmissions.
What?
Naomi's been removed from this operation.
What happened to Naomi? What did she mean when she said that Fox dye was a part of this operation? Colonel, let me talk to her.
I won't. She's under arrest.
Colonel, you double-crossed me.
Snake, there's no time for that. Right now, your job is to stop Metal Gear. Okay, Snake?
Fair enough. Don't really like my conversations with her anyway. She's a bit of a pain. I also like how cue the sad music. It starts up and then like immediately just gets cut off. Alright, we gotta make our way through here. I guess kinda quickly, yeah. Okay. So this is the final one. We do have a couple things going on before we actually get to the final battles here, but we're approaching the end. There's not a whole lot left in terms of just like actual story beats. There's just a handful of things. It's just that they go on for a little while. And as I said before, the actual gameplay moments of these next few parts are a little bit bullshitty. So we'll see how it ends up going. Hopefully it's not going to be a total disaster. I remember the first time I streamed this game. Whoa, boy. It was a little bit of a nightmare, but I don't know. Hopefully things have sorted out since then. Besides, I've noticed, because I went back to play a little bit on the PS3. Like I said, I made kind of a backup game file. I don't have a way to transfer saves on the memory card, so unfortunately I couldn't do it via memory transfer. That would have been a hell of a lot simpler. But I played the game, basically, up to the part that I left off at today. So, going through it, I did notice that the controls were slightly different. I'm not a big fan of playing it on the PS3 if I don't have to. There's just like a slight amount of controller lag, and it is just enough, especially when I've been playing the PlayStation version, to just mess me up. So it's not fun. You get used to it, and then eventually you don't even notice it at all, but yeah, it's there, and it's a pain.
PAL code number 3 confirmed. PAL code entry complete. Detonation code activated.
No, why?
Got tricked.
Ready for launch.
I deactivated it.
Thank you, Snake. Now the detonation code is completed.
Miller, why are you so smarmy all of a sudden?
Metal Gear now.
Master, what's going on?
You found the key, and even activated the warhead for us, too. I really must express my gratitude. Sorry to have involved you in that silly shape memory alloy business.
What are you talking about?
We weren't able to learn the DARPA chief's code. Even with Mantis' psychic powers, he couldn't read his mind. Then Ocelot accidentally killed him during the interrogation. In other words, we weren't able to launch the nuclear device, and we were all getting a little worried. Without the threat of a nuclear strike, our demands would never be met.
What do you mean?
Without the detonation codes, we had to find some other way. That's when we decided you might prove useful, Snake.
What?
First, I thought we might get the information from you, Snake, so I had Decoy Octopus disguise himself as the DARPA chief. Unfortunately, Octopus didn't survive the encounter, thanks to Fox Die.
You mean you had this plan from the beginning, just to get me to input the detonation code?
Huh? You didn't think you made it this far by yourself, did you?
Who the hell are you?
In any case, the launch preparations are complete. Once the world glimpses the power of this weapon, the White House will have no choice but to surrender the Fox Die vaccine. To me, their ace in the hole is useless now.
Ace in the hole?
The Pentagon's plan to use you was already successful in the torture room. Snake, you're the only one who doesn't know. Ah, poor fool.
Who are you anyway?
I'll tell you everything you want to know. If you come where I am, that is.
Where are you?
Very close by.
Snake, that's not Master Miller.
Campbell, you're too late.
Master Miller's body was just discovered at his home. He's been dead for at least 3 days. I didn't know because my codec link with Master was cut off. But Mei Ling said his transmission signal was coming from inside the base.
So who is it?
Snake.
Yeah, it's almost time.
To
me, dear brother.
Oh,
Liquid.
those luscious locks. It must be liquid.
Purpose, you may die now.
I know, what are you doing to me? Unleash the gas.
That's bulletproof glass. You can't break it with an ordinary weapon.
Can't you open the security lock here?
I'll try. Just hold on for a minute.
At least we don't have to worry about the security cameras. How can I help you?
I hacked into security. Snake, I'm opening the door.
Yo, Deller. Just in time. Look at that bastard trying to sneak away.
Liquid!
Snake! Did you like my sunglasses?
Very cool, Liquid.
You
Very
point
cool.
a weapon at your own brother?
Were those
Why did you
Ray-Bans?
disguise yourself as Master?
So I could manipulate you more easily. And you performed quite well, I must say. Although the boys at the Pentagon are probably saying the same thing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Following orders blindly with no questions asked, you've lost your warrior's pride and become nothing more than a pawn, Snake.
What?
Stopping the nuclear launch, rescuing the hostages, it was all just a diversion.
A diversion?
The Pentagon only needed for you to come into contact with us. That's what killed the Arms Tech president and Decoy Octopus.
You don't mean...
That's right. You were sent here to kill us so they could retrieve Metal Gear undamaged, along with the bodies of the Genome soldiers. From the beginning, the Pentagon was just using you as a vector to spread Fox Die.
Fox Die? It can't be. Are you telling me Naomi was working with the Pentagon?
They thought she was, but it seems that Dr. Naomi Hunter couldn't be controlled so easily.
What?
We've got a spy working in the Pentagon. He reported that Dr. Hunter altered Fox Die's program just before the operation, but no one knows how or why.
I wonder... Maybe they arrested her so they could find out the answer to that.
No doubt. but I had no idea she was motivated by such petty revenge. We still don't know what changes she made to Fox-Die's program. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I've already added the Fox-Die vaccine to my list of White House demands.
There's a vaccine?
There
You
must
better hurry
be,
on
but
that.
that woman is the only one who really knows. Anyway, it might prove to be unnecessary.
Why's that?
You were successful in coming into contact with all of us, so we must have all been exposed to the virus. It's true that the Armstech president and decoy octopus were killed by Fox-Die, but Ocelot, myself, and you, the carrier, were apparently unaffected.
A bug in the virus's programming?
Could be. In any case, if it doesn't kill you, then I'm not worried either. After all, our genetic code is identical.
So it's true. You and I are...
Yes, twins. But we're not ordinary twins. We're twins linked by cursed genes. Les enfants terribles. You're fine. You got all the old man's dominant genes. I got the flawed recessive genes. Everything was done so that you would be the greatest of his children. The
You
only
got that reversed,
reason
Liquid.
I exist is so they could create you.
You got the dominant ones.
Favorite, huh?
That's right. I'm just the leftovers of what they used to make you. Can you understand what it's like to know that you're garbage since the day you were born? But I'm the one Father chose.
All this angst from a misunderstanding of genetic principles.
Love? It's hate! He always told me I was inferior, and now I'll have my revenge! You should understand me, brother. You killed our father with your own hands! You stole my chance for revenge! Now I'll finish the work that Father began. I will surpass him! I will destroy him!
You're just like Naomi.
Well, I'm not like you! Unlike you, I'm proud of the destiny that is encoded into my very genes! Yeah!
Oh, you're late on that, Snake. Come on, you gotta shot him there. Also, yeah, why does he have a disdain for shirts? I don't know. He likes feeling free from above the waist.
Now I'll show you the power of the weapon that will lead us in the 21st century.
It's moving.
It is on an elevator. I don't know that it's moving independently of that, but, you know.
How do I stop it?
Shoot. Shoot until destroy. Yeah, we ain't there yet, but we're getting to it. Have at you, Snake! Any suggestions from the crew?
God help us. Metal Gear is moving. Snake, it's all riding on you now. You've got to stop that thing.
But how?
You'll have to ask Dr. Emmerich, the guy who made it.
Alright.
Snake, Rex's armor is impregnable. You can't do any damage with the weapons you've got. Rex uses the latest advances in compound armor. The only way you can pierce it is with a high-performance heat round.
So what do I do?
Rex's pilot seat operates exactly like a VR system. It's got multiple sensors connected to a high-tech interface used for the controls. It's completely self-enclosed and shut off from the outside environment.
He's not using his naked eyes?
That's right. So if you could somehow destroy the sensors, do you see that round plate on Rex's left arm?
Yeah, that thing that looks like a shield.
That's
Radon
a radome.
dish.
If If you can destroy that thing, it won't be able to use its electronic equipment.
So he'll be blinded.
Yeah, try to hit that ray dome with a Stinger missile.
So that will stop it?
No. Rex was designed so it can be controlled manually, too.
Oh, great.
The part that looks like a beak is where the pilot seat is. In an emergency, it'll open up. Rex's armor is perfect. You can't destroy it.
You told me that already.
But the interior is a different story.
I get it. First I destroy the ray dome. That will force him to open up the pilot's seat.
Right. If you can shoot a Stinger missile into the cockpit, you'll destroy the computer control system.
You intentionally designed it with a weak point?
It's not a weak point. I like to think of it as a character flaw. People just aren't complete without some type of character flaw, don't you think?
I guess so. I owe you one, Otacon.
Yeah, thanks.
Use your Stinger missiles carefully. If you run out, you'll have no chance to win.
Very true. Nothing? Come on. Also, we haven't saved in a while, so...
Snake, there's nothing I can do to help you. All I can do is cheer you on.
Well, it'll have to do, I guess, no, not Naomi, Mei Ling.
Do it for me, Snake.
Of course, anything for you. He's so susceptible to chafing. With the chaff. Chafe him with the chaff, yeah. Okay, here we go. This is gonna be the first in a long line of assholery. Ooh, gotta watch that laser cutter. The biggest pain in the ass when it comes to the Rex fight is the missiles, but if you get close enough to them, they can't actually hit you. You don't even need to use any chaff or anything. You'll take 13 Rex fights over one liquid fist fight. I don't blame you there. It is the worst of the three. There you go, that's part one done. Well, don't GG me just yet. We're only halfway through. We gotta get through another part of it. And if we fail on the second part, we gotta do the first part all over again, so...
Gray Fox. A name from long ago. It sounds better than Deep Throat. So it is you.
You're telling me.
A terrible snake. You haven't aged well.
I'll send you back to hell!
Hey. When did you get an arm cannon? They're already saying his goodbyes.
I am a prisoner of death. Only you can free me.
Fox, stay out of this. What about Naomi? She's hell-bent on taking revenge for you.
Naomi?
You're the only one who can stop her.
No, I can't.
Why?
Because I'm the one who killed her parents. I was young
Oh no.
and couldn't bring myself to kill her too. I felt so bad that I decided to take her with me. I raised her like she was my own blood to soothe my guilty conscience. Even now, she thinks of me as her brother.
Fox,
From the outside, we might have seemed like a happy brother and sister, but every time I looked at her, I saw her parents' eyes staring back at me. Tell her for me. Tell her that I was the one who did it.
There you are!
We're just about out of time. Here's a final present from Deep Throat. I'll stop it from moving. Box!
In the Middle East, we don't hunt foxes, we hunt jackals. Instead of foxhounds, we use Royal Harriers.
Fox!
How strong is that exoskeleton of yours? Snake, are you just going to sit by and watch him die?
I'll do something.
Cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. Destroyed the radome.
Impressive! You are indeed worthy of the code name Fox, but now you're finished!
No! Fire the stinger!
Fox! Can you really shoot? You'll kill him too!
Oh, I mean, he's already dead, but alright.
In front of you, I can finally die.
No, I can't do it.
After Zanzibar, I was taken from the battle.
It's no good.
Neither truly alive, nor truly dead. An undying shadow in a world of light. But soon, it will finally end.
Dylan knows this part by heart. Probably recite every Gray Fox line there is in the game.
Snake, we're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at. But at least I always fought for what I believed in. Snake, farewell.
Foolish man! He prayed for death, and it found him. You see, you can't protect anyone, not even yourself. Die!
I'm good on that. Also, this beats Jack sinking into the cold ocean from the Titanic. Where's the Emmy? There's a little more emotion, maybe. Wrong way. What's that? He smears him on the ground like a shit on twin snakes? I don't remember that. Back up a little bit. Alright, I guess you don't have to. The worst part about this is trying to get the distancing right. You have to make sure you're not too close because he one hit kills you if he can get his foot on the ground and stamp you. At this point, we no longer need rations, except at the very end of the game. But you pretty much are reduced to 0 inventory anyway, so it's like you get what you get by that point. So we can kind of go full ham on this, not have to worry about it too much, but I still want to, be somewhat cautious. And then that last little bit there, that last little sliver.
Snake, I'll crush you into dust.
Always do it far away. It's harder if you do it far away, to be honest. And you could even do it better than I was doing it. I was just not in the mood to even toy. It's also a lot faster this way, probably. If you save up your chaff grenades, you can do it from a distance. It's fine. And you can probably do it a little bit safer, too. But like I said, you don't really need the inventory at this point. So if you have the rations... and like I said, you could even do what I was doing a little bit more cautious, too. You just have to wait out the railgun. Or not the railgun, but the machine guns. And you can avoid some of the damage there. But yeah, that's probably the simplest way to do it. But he ain't done yet. It's not over yet, Snake. We got the biggest BS segment of the game to come.
You're still alive.
I won't die as long as you still live.
Too bad. It looks like your revolution was a failure.
Just because you've destroyed Metal Gear doesn't mean I am done fighting.
Fighting?
But first, we have like 20 minutes of dialogue to
A
get through.
world where warriors like us are honored as we once were, as we should be.
That was Big Boss's fantasy.
It was his dying wish. When he was young, during the Cold War, the world needed men like us. We were valued then. We were desired. But things, are different now. With all the liars and hypocrites running the world, war isn't what it used to be. We're losing our place in a world that no longer needs us. A world that now spurns our
One knife kill liquid challenge? Probably not.
You should know that as well as I do. After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world gone soft.
But Metal Gear's destroyed.
Conflict will breed conflict. New hatreds will arise. Then we'll steadily expand our sphere of influence.
But as long as there are people, there will always be war.
But the problem is balance. Father knew what type of a balance was best.
Is that the only reason?
Isn't it reason enough for warriors such as us?
I don't want that kind of world.
Ha! You lie! So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? Why did you come here? Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy all the killing.
I was just about to say that, too.
Are you denying it? Haven't you already killed most of my comrades?
That was...
I watched your face when you did it. It was filled with the joy of battle.
You're wrong.
There's a killer inside you. You don't have to deny it. We were created to be that way.
Created?
So Metal Gear didn't matter. They were going to sell the information to the highest bidder, making a stealth weapon capable of launching nukes. Practically undetectable. That's true, but they still needed the means to back up their threat to get the money.
Their plan was
with that threat gone,
create the most powerful soldier possible. The person that they chose as the model was the man known then as the greatest living soldier in the world.
Big Boss.
But Father was wounded in combat and already in a coma when they brought him in. So they created us from his cells, with a combination of 20th century analog cloning and the super baby method.
Super baby method?
Super
They
baby
fertilized an egg
method.
with one of Father's cells, and then let it divide into 8 clone babies. Then they transferred the clones to someone's uterus and later intentionally aborted 6 of the fetuses to encourage strong fetal growth. You and I were originally octuplets.
Octuplets?
Yes.
Octuplets.
The other 6 of our brothers were sacrificed to make us. We were accomplices in murder before the day we were even born. So it was you and I, 2 fertilized eggs with exactly the same DNA. But they weren't finished yet. They used me as a guinea pig to create a phenotype in which all of the dominant genes were expressed. To create you. I got all of the recessive genes. You took everything from me before I was even born. But
You got it all wrong.
you and I aren't his only children.
What?
The Genome Soldiers. They too are his progeny, carrying on his genetic legacy. But they're different. They're digital. With the completion of the Human Genome Project, the mysteries of humanity were laid bare.
Also, this is the worst. Took you like 8
Thanks to
lives the other
Father's
night.
DNA,
Yeah.
they were able to
This is the worst part of the
identify more
game,
than
the
60
upcoming battle
soldier
here.
genes responsible for everything from strategic thinking to the proverbial killer instinct. Those soldier genes were transplanted into the members of the next generation special forces. That's how they became the Genome Soldiers. That's right. The Genome Soldiers that you've been killing are our brothers with the same genes as ours.
Takes more than that to be a brother.
The Genome Soldiers?
That's
Genome
right.
Soldiers.
They are our brothers.
Super
Created
baby method?
artificially through the alignment of nucleotides to mimic our father's genes. They too are the product of numerous sacrifices.
Sacrifices?
Human experiments.
Sacrifices. This is like a tour de force of
1991.
Snake
The Gulf
creating
War.
questions out of statements that somebody
The
made just
military
prior.
secretly injected soldiers with the soldier genes. The Gulf War syndrome that hundreds of thousands of returning soldiers complained about was a side effect of it.
Ha! Everyone knows that the Gulf War syndrome was caused by exposure to depleted uranium used in the anti-tank rounds.
That was just a cover story issued by the Pentagon. First they tried to say it was post-traumatic stress disorder, then chemical or biological weapons. The poison gas detection units and the anti-sarin injections, they were all just a cover-up of the secret genetic experiments.
So then, the so-called Gulf War babies that have been reported by Gulf War veterans are...
Yes, they too are our brothers and sisters.
So the Genome Soldiers mean that the experiments were a success?
Success? Don't be a fool. They're a complete failure. We are on the verge of extinction.
What?
Also, I agree. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid
Have you
4
ever
did the
heard
fist
of
fight
the
better,
asymmetry
but
theory?
it is what it is.
Nature tends to favor asymmetry. Those species which have gone extinct all show signs of symmetry. The Genome Soldiers suffer from the same problem. Signs of symmetry. So do I. As do you. That's right. We are all on the verge of death at the genetic level. We don't know when or what type of disease will occur. That's why we need the old man's genetic information.
You want Big Boss's DNA so you can save your family? It's very touching.
In nature, family members don't mate with each other, and yet they help each other to survive. Do you know why? It increases the chance that their genes will be passed on to a new generation. Altruism among blood relatives is a response to natural selection. It's called the selfish gene theory.
You're telling me that your genes are ordering you to save the Genome Soldiers?
You can't fight your genes. It's fate. All living things are born for the sole purpose of passing on their parents' genes. That's why I'll follow what my genes tell me. And then
Being
I'm
a sheep
going
to the
go
genes,
beyond.
man.
In order to break the curse of my to do that, first, I will kill you.
No, don't do it.
Look behind you!
Meryl! Is she alive?
I'm not sure. She was alive a few hours ago. Poor girl kept calling your name.
Meryl.
Stupid woman. Falling in love with a man who doesn't even have a name.
I have a name.
No! We have no past, no future, and even if we did, it wouldn't be truly ours. You and I are just copies of our father, Big Boss.
Let Meryl go.
As soon as we've finished our business, we're almost out of time.
You're talking about Fox Die.
No. It's
talking about the bomb behind you.
Pentagon knows that Metal Gear is destroyed.
Oh, that
They've
too. They're
arrived
sending
at a
jets.
decision. They won't even need a BDA. If you want the details, why don't you ask your precious Colonel Campbell?
Also, thought about doing that to the wife.
Colonel, can you hear me?
Take out the trash.
What is
Put my shoes away.
Colonel, answer me.
The Secretary of Defense has taken over active control of this operation. He's on his way there by AWACS.
What for?
To bomb
What's
the
he
place.
waxing?
What?
Not only that, B-2 bombers just lifted off from Galena Air Force Base. They're carrying B-6113 surface-piercing tactical nuclear bombs.
What? Metal Gear is destroyed. Tell the Secretary of Defense.
The Secretary of Defense heard that Naomi double-crossed us, and he's worried about Fox Die. Now that there's no more danger of a nuclear strike from Metal Gear, he's going to do whatever's necessary to cover up the truth of what really happened here.
He's going to drop a nuclear bomb to vaporize all the evidence along with anyone who knows anything.
Don't worry, Snake. I'll stop the nuclear strike.
How?
I may only be a figurehead here, but I'm still officially in command of this mission. If I issue an order to delay the strike, it'll confuse the chain of command and at least buy you some time. It'll give you a chance to escape.
But, Colonel, if you do that...
It's okay, Snake. The truth is, Foxhound was already the subject of an undercover investigation. Merrill was transferred to this base just before the terrorist attack as a way of manipulating me.
Those bastards.
I'm sorry. They forced me to cooperate in exchange for her life.
Uh-oh.
You better get out of there, Snake.
Are you sure? It'll be bad for you.
Comes the sad music.
It's the least I can do for you, after all the lies.
Colonel.
I'm ordering them to cancel the bombing run. After that, there's no turning back. What? What are you doing?
Second time that's happened.
Snake!
Mei Ling, what happened to the Colonel?
I don't believe it.
What happened?
Snake the Colonel!
Roy Campbell has been relieved of duty.
Who the hell are
This is
you?
The Secretary of Defense, Jim Houseman.
Oh, Jim Houseman, never mind.
He's been placed under arrest for leaking top-secret information and for the crime of high treason.
Ridiculous.
Yes, he's a ridiculous man. He truly believed that he was in command of this operation.
You bastard.
There won't be a speck of evidence left. I'm sure the President would want the same thing.
President ordered this?
President is a busy man. I have
Jim
complete
Hot
authority
Coldman,
here.
yeah.
How do you plan on explaining a nuclear attack on Alaska to the media?
Don't worry. We've prepared a convincing cover story. We'll simply say that the terrorists exploded a nuclear device.
Smart. You'll be murdering everyone here. The scientists, the Genome Army, everyone.
Donald, the DARPA chief, is already dead.
So, you didn't mean to kill the DARPA chief after all.
He was my friend.
And you could care less about what happens to everybody else, huh?
Well, if you give me the optic disc, I might consider saving them.
What are you talking about?
Metal Gear's test data. Donald was supposed to bring it back.
I don't have it.
I see. Oh well, that's okay. You two are an embarrassment from the 1970s.
Oh.
Our country's dirty little secret. You can't be allowed to live.
But you were at the height of fashion in the 70s.
Will be dropping soon, and you two have a lot of catching up to do. Farewell.
There's no way out for us. Let's finish this before the airstrike.
You got another monologue in you?
Stole everything from me.
Oh yeah, here it comes. Just give it to me.
Only your death can satisfy me. Only your death can return to me what is rightly mine. She'll make a beautiful sacrifice for our final battle. Do you see this? It will be the time limit for our final battle. This nuclear module is set to detonate at the precise moment of her death.
Yay. Well, that'll be fun. So here's the first part of the bullshit. He starts the timer, and it immediately starts going down now.
You could enjoy one brief moment of love before the end.
So already, the bullshit begins. Because we waste like a good 30 seconds here.
At this height,
while he's explaining this crap.
Kill even you.
We gotta look at each other.
How about you, Snake?
So my advice to people that are playing this for the first time, or people that are a little bit rusty on this particular battle, is don't even attempt it the first time around, because you're probably not going to get it. Even if you do manage to outlast Liquid, you know, and you're not completely familiar with his moves, you're probably not going to have enough time. So just die. Don't worry about it. And then try to do it a second time around, because if you do continue, you get the full 3 minutes, so you don't have to worry about it. Campbell, are you around? No response? Anybody around? Nastasha?
Snake, it is just you and Liquid now. There is no advice I can give you. Trust yourself. You have got to win.
I will try to win.
Snake, I don't know anything about fighting, but you've got to beat Liquid.
Oops.
Snake.
Yeah, I meant to press down.
Snake?
Yeah, you get the full 30 seconds if you continue, but you have to do it in a 2.5 minutes if you do it from the cutscene, because he's got to explain the bullshit, and then
Come on, Snake, you can do it.
it gets to this. So anyway, when you're doing this battle, the best thing to do is try to go for the 3-hit combo. I know people say, oh, just do the 4, 5, 6, 7 hit combo, bruh. It's easy. All you gotta do is tap blah, 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 blah. Nobody can fucking do that, so don't even worry about it. Do a 3-hit combo until he starts getting wobbly-legged, and then once he starts falling over, switch to 2-hit combos. The reason why you want to do the 3-hit combo is because the kick that Snake does like as much damage as 2 or 3 hits from prior. You can see the health bar drop. See how much it drops in comparison? Try to follow through with the combos too, because you never know when he's going to try and sneak something out from you. Biggest time wasters are always going to be falling, whether that's you or whether that's Liquid. Anybody on the edge, that's going to be the biggest crap. That's where most of your time's going to go. A lot of times when he starts dancing around like that, he's going to do a charge. You got to watch out for those, because those do the most damage. Okay, so he's probably going to start getting wobbly legs here in a sec. Yeah, there we go. Once he starts falling, you want to switch to 2 hits. See, there I did 3. Didn't mean 2, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Damn. You're out of time.
Already getting low on health here. I'm gonna risk it. There we go. That's, yeah. Once he gets close like that, and you have enough time, you can probably try a couple 3-hit combos, and you might get him. But it's tricky, and not everybody gets it.
Meryl. Meryl?
Snake, is that you? Snake, oh, you're alive. Thank God.
Meryl.
Thank you.
Meryl, are you okay?
Are you okay? Is that all you can say?
Meryl, it must have been terrible.
He's got the nerves.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. I didn't give in to the torture.
Torture?
And things even worse than that. I was fighting too. Just like you.
You're a strong woman.
Fighting them made me feel closer to you.
Right.
I felt like you were there with me.
One life challenge complete.
It gave me the strength to go on.
I wasn't even too sure. I had to risk it at the end, go against my advice and do the 3-hit combo, but it ended up paying off. We didn't have to do the sliver of health,
But it made
so
me realize something.
I'm glad it worked.
During all the pain and shame, there was one thing I was sure of. A single hope that I held on to. And that hope kept me alive. Snake, I wanted to see you again.
Meryl.
Oh, I wanted to see you too.
That's my Kodak.
Snake, it's me.
Otacon, good news. Meryl's okay.
All
Good
right.
news, everyone.
You saved her, man. Good job.
You saved her, man. Good
We're
job.
about to be bombed.
Thanks.
Oh boy. I guess we're considered expendable.
Is there a way out of here?
A way out? Yeah. You can take the loading tunnel to the surface. There's a parking garage right next to you. The tunnel leads from there to the surface.
The door in front?
No. It's a small entrance to the west of that door.
How about the security?
I just unlocked it. Who do you think you're talking to? I'll take care of security along your escape route, too.
What are you going to do?
Me? I'll stay here.
Are you crazy?
I need a little more time to take care of your escape route.
But
unlocking the security doors is difficult work. Only I can do it.
Otacon.
Don't worry. I'm staying here. It's my own decision.
Otacon, this is a hardened shelter, but they're going to use a surface-piercing nuclear bomb. It won't hold.
I'm through regretting the past. Life isn't all about loss, you know. Snake, I'm a complete person now. I've found a reason to live.
Good. Don't die on me.
Same to you. Take care of Meryl, okay?
I will.
Okay, I gotta go. I promise I'll do something about your escape route.
Thanks.
Thanks? Well, that sounds nice.
I believe in you.
Thanks, Snake.
Oh, you're just buttering them up now.
Let's
Final
get the
part is
hell
always a
out
lot
of
of fun. I don't know
What
if you're
about
talking
him?
sarcastically or not.
Where's Otacon?
Otakon.
He's fighting
Ode to Khan.
with his old self.
That's what that
To be
song
the man
is
he
at the
wants
end of
to
the
be.
game.
He's fighting for us too?
Yeah. And I don't want it to be in vain.
Me too.
I thought the fall would kill even a man like him. Clearly Liquid lied.
Meryl.
Yes, Ode de Khan.
Meryl.
Only sung in the finest operas.
It started.
I must be heavy.
Looks like we're not gonna have a love scene after all.
Looks
I'm not a
that way.
huge fan of the chase
Too
sequence.
bad.
It could be a little
get out of
bullshit
here.
too.
Snake, it's freezing outside. You need
Especially
some
when
clothes.
Liquid starts coming after you.
There's my sneaking suit.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to spoil.
Hurry up. Hurry.
Hey, where'd you get that?
Looking good, Snake.
I thought that psychotherapy destroyed your interest in men. I guess we knew that was a lie when we started staring at her in first-person view mode.
Hurry!
Yeah, I know about the rations. It doesn't make it any less bullshit, though.
I'll drive. Damn, a surveillance camera.
Nah, I got this. Who do you think you're talking to, man?
Damn, no keys. All right, keys. I got it, Snake. Jump in. Fire that machine gun with your weapon gun. Shoot him. Snake, hold on.
Okay, so now begins the great chase. And this part is normally done in third person if you don't do anything, but you can hold the first person button and go into first person view mode, and makes it a little bit easier, but not much.
We'll never make it. Snake, clear a path.
What the hell you think I'm doing?
Okay, Snake, let's go.
The parts leading up to it aren't bad, but it's mostly when Liquid starts coming after you. It can get kind of bullshitty, as I said.
We'll never make it. Snake, clear a path.
You know, you figure with this type of cannon that's on here, you'll be able to kill those guys relatively easily, but I guess not. It's not over yet, Snake!
It's not over yet!
Liquid!
Liquid just driving like an asshole coming through here. Gun in hand. Got the other hand on the steering wheel. I don't think so, buddy. It's kind of dependent on how well you do at the start, too. If you miss all 3 rations, then obviously you're going to be screwed, I think, in most cases. If you miss the 1 ration, it could still get a little bit tricky with just 2 of them. This part, you have to be, like, on Liquid's ass if you don't want to get hit. A lot of times, especially towards the end, you just start getting hit anyway. You get the trade hit for hit. You hit him, he hits you, but hitting him is the only way you're going to avoid not getting shot. But also, if you're doing a bad job of getting away from the soldiers at the port, it can be pretty shitty. I didn't even have to use a ration, so I got off lucky.
Meryl. Are you okay?
Yeah, just a little shook up.
Meryl, can you move?
It's no good. I can't move.
What happened to Liquid?
Also, thanks.
I
We got
can't
off
see him
pretty good
either.
this time around. Can't complain about that.
Liquid's dead.
Well, don't count him out yet.
Uh-oh.
Snake!
This bastard walking out here looking like the goddamn Terminator.
Snake!
Die.
If he's dead, that means...
So, thank you,
Don't
thank you.
say it, Snake.
What happened to the air raid? No stealth bombers in sight.
No, you got it all wrong. Rejoice, brother! For it seems
Snake,
we are not
can you
copies
hear
of
me?
our father,
Colonel,
after all.
Are you okay?
Colonel, what happened?
The Secretary of Defense has been arrested. Early retirement.
Arrested?
Ooh.
I was able to get into contact with the President. Metal Gear, the training exercise, all of it. It was all the Secretary of Defense acting alone.
Acting alone? What happened to the air raid and the nuclear strike?
The orders were rescinded. The F-117s and the B-2 Spirits have returned to the base. Once again, I have complete authority over this operation.
I see.
Good for you, you got a
Washington
promotion.
isn't stupid enough to use nukes to cover up a few secrets.
I wonder about that.
In any case, the danger's over. Thanks, Snake.
Colonel, you can rest easy. Meryl's fine.
Really? Thanks. Thank you, Snake. Snake, I'm sorry. I kept a lot of things from you.
It's okay, Colonel.
Snake, I'm not a colonel.
Oh, that's right.
I've got a present for you. There's a snowmobile close to you. Mei Ling saw it on the satellite photos. This time of year, the glaciers are pretty calm. You should be able to ride right out of there. I'll bet the boys at the DIA and the NSA never expected you to come home alive.
Me neither. I better not show my face around here.
No danger of that. You two officially died after your Jeep sank into the ocean.
That's not too far from the truth.
Also, there's a helicopter waiting for you on Fox Island.
Dr. Hal Emmerich should be somewhere on the base. I want someone to bring him in.
I understand. Leave it to me.
Okay, Roy. Are you gonna be okay?
Don't worry. I've got an insurance policy. A hard copy of all Mei Ling's data. As long as I've got that, you, me, and Mei Ling will be fine.
The battery on these nanomachines will run out soon. They won't be able to follow us.
I guess we won't meet again.
Don't worry. I'll pay you a visit sometime.
Really? I look forward to that.
Roy, just tell me one thing.
What?
About Fox Die.
Meryl will be fine. She wasn't included in its programming.
What about
Not
me?
concerned about her. What about
Killed
me?
Liquid.
Naomi
What
said
about
that she wants
Broski?
to talk to you face to face about that.
How is she?
Don't worry. Mei Ling is with her right now. I'm switching over to Naomi.
Snake, it's me.
Naomi.
I heard about my brother.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got
But he
kind of
had one
squished.
last message he wanted to say to you. He told me to tell you to forget about him and to go on with your own life.
Frankie said that?
Yeah. He also said he'll always love you. Naomi, your brother just saved you, me, and the whole world. He fought with every ounce of strength in his body.
Maybe. Maybe now he's finally found some peace. He wasn't really my brother anymore. Ever since he fought with you in Zanzibar, he's been like a ghost. A ghost looking for a place to die.
Naomi,
Liquid died from Fox Die too. What about me? When am I gonna go?
That's up to you.
What do you mean?
Everybody dies when their time is up.
Yeah, so when's mine up?
It's up to you how you use the time left to you. Live, Snake. That's all I can say to you.
The Snake Tales deal is not really canon. The MGS4 Encyclopedia Guide has more clarification on that.
Born with their fate written into their own genetic code. It's unchangeable, immutable. But that's not all there is to life. I finally realized that. I told you before the reason that I was interested in genes and DNA. Because I wanted to know who I was. Where I came from. I thought that if I analyzed my DNA, I could find out who I was, who my parents were, and I thought that if I knew that, then I'd know what path I should take in life. But I was wrong. I didn't find anything. I didn't learn anything. Just like with the genome soldiers, you can input all the genetic information, but that doesn't make them into the strongest soldiers. The most we can say about DNA is that it governs a person's potential strengths, potential destiny. You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. Snake, whether or not you're in the Fox Die program isn't important. The important thing is that you choose.
I think it's pretty goddamn important.
And then live.
And then live.
Don't worry. I'm going to choose life too.
But anyway, after this point, Snake takes Meryl back to his little shack in Alaska.
Live.
And they just fuck like animals. But after that, she ends up leaving him because Snake is a little too weird.
To pass down our hopes and dreams for the future through
I forget the wording in the encyclopedia, but basically, she realized that Snake could never be free from his life of mercenary and fighting Metal Gear. So she leaves him. Obviously, she goes back into the military, forms Rat Patrol. But Snake buddies up with Otacon, and then they do their philanthropy thing.
I finally realized it. The true meaning of life. Thank you, Snake.
I gotta be honest, I do kind of like the Otacon ending a little bit better.
Look, I found this.
It's a little less cheesy, and it's got a movie reference in it.
As a reminder.
Of what?
Reminder of infinite
a
ammo.
Reminder of a successful mission?
No, infinite ammo.
A reminder of how to live.
Or that.
Until today, I've lived only for myself. Survival has been the only thing I cared about in my life.
That's not just you. That's how everyone is.
I only felt truly alive when I was staring death in the face. I don't know. Maybe it's written into my genes.
What
Basically.
Now? What do your genes say about your future now?
And there was a whole rapid aging deal. I'm sure that didn't exactly tickle his taint either. Or hers.
Someone else?
Yeah. Someone like you. Maybe that's the real way to live.
And apparently the effects were already visible by the time of Metal Gear Solid 2, if you remember
So, where to, Snake?
what Liquid
David.
says.
My name's David.
Okay. So where to, Dave?
Excuse me, the name's David, not Dave.
I think it's time we look for a new path in life.
A new path?
A new purpose.
Will we find it?
We'll find it. I know we'll find it.
What are those?
Caribou. To the Aleutians, the caribou is a symbol of life. It'll be spring here soon.
For us too.
Yeah. Spring brings new life to everything. It's a time for hope. I've lived here a long time, but Alaska has never looked more beautiful. The sky, the sea, the caribou, and most of all, you.
I think I'm gonna like this new life.
Come on.
Ain't gonna last long.
Let's enjoy life.
That's the worst line in the game. Let's enjoy life, says Snake. And then they ride merrily into the sunset. Well, there you go. Yeah, I like the Otacon ending a little bit better. In the 1980s, there were more than 60,000 nuclear warheads in the world at all times. The total destructive power amounted to 1 million times that of the Hiroshima A-bomb. January 1993, START 2 was signed, and the United States and Russia agreed to reduce the number of deployed strategic nuclear warheads to 3,000 to 3,500, whatever that said. However, as of 1998, there still exists 26,000 nuclear warheads in the world. Sorry, they don't voice that part, so I have to. We missed a little bit of it there. This is the song I was talking about. This is the Ode to Khan. James Flinders, May Zadler, Karen Lerning, Christopher Fritz, Paul Otis. Look at all these pseudonyms. Computer voice. Oh yeah, no. All right. Yeah, it's got the stealth camo. I honestly never use that. It felt a little too cheap to me. And I don't like going through. I can go through the majority of this game without setting off an alert if I'm careful enough. And I can do it pretty goddamn quick, too. I know how to work the cameras, and I know how to slip past people pretty easily, so... I never really took to stealth camo that much. But, you know, it happens here and there. Obviously... my one attempt at using the box in this game, or was it the second one? It didn't turn out so great for us at the beginning of the game. Infinite ammo has its uses, but it's like you never want to really go loud either. So I don't even use the special items. It's like I don't know, the tuxedo is probably the closest that it'll ever get me to using something like that. The only thing is, though, is that I'm sure it would be much more handy on the harder difficulties, which I don't tend to play that often. Usually if I'm playing this game, it's just going to be on the normal. But if I was doing, like, extreme, and it allowed me to use it, I don't even remember if it did, then yeah, I'm sure I'd probably be taking that offer up pretty readily. Meryl ending makes you feel like you're a better person. A little bit. I feel better for Campbell, for sure. I don't like disappointing Campbell with the Otacon ending. But he gets over it pretty quick. It's kind of funny because there's absolutely zero references to Meryl in Metal Gear Solid 2. And it's like... with that, there was so much confusion at the time as to what the canon ending was. Most people just assumed that Meryl, the Otacon ending, because obviously you're paired up, Snake's paired up with Otacon at the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 2 at the start of the game, so your natural assumption is that, like, oh, okay, the Otacon ending, you know, is the deal. But at the same time, it's like, it could have been the Meryl ending, because Otacon obviously was escorted out of Shadow Moses. If you take off with Meryl, it's not like he dies or anything like that. But for the longest time, like, people just kind of assumed that Meryl was dead because she had no references in Metal Gear Solid 2. Obviously, Metal Gear Solid 3 was a prequel, and nobody was really going to be making any references to any characters from this time period. So it took years. It took 10 years, a full decade, for us to realize that, oh wait, she's not dead. She's a little embittered. But that's how it goes. Anyway, that was Metal Gear Solid. Good game. Obviously one of the best that's available on the PlayStation. I've already expressed my issues with it as we were playing the game itself. It's pretty damn good. I think it's well balanced as far as disc 1 is concerned. I think by the time you get to disc 2, it gets a little wordy. And that's fine if you have never played it before, or you're unfamiliar with it and you really want to delve into the story. Though there are stressful moments like I was talking about, like when you're carrying those PAL key cards. You don't want a long conversation when you potentially have to walk back and take another 15, 20 minutes out of your time because somebody was talking to you. It puts a lot of stress in certain situations that you might not be too clear on whether or not it's going to actually end up screwing you over or not. So I don't like that part. Like I said, it gets wordy. Something that shares in common with Metal Gear Solid 2. It's like by the end of the game, boy, that's when they start busting out the scripts. But up until that point, it's like it's beat for beat for beat for beat, and it's like you're going on a pretty good pace. And then as soon as this 2 in this game hits, then it's like it's a little halting every now and then. And I wish it had a little bit better flow to it, but in order to get all the story out, it's like I understand why they did it. It's just, not always in the mood for it, I'll say that much. Most people don't care, though. I mean, this game is pretty much universally loved, so I doubt anybody else will have a problem with it. Obviously, the bullshit that we talked about with the last gauntlet of bosses, the run, the fight with Liquid, and then the fight with Metal Gear. I did pretty good on this particular run. That doesn't always happen. Like I said, when I first streamed this game, oh boy, that was bad. That didn't end up working out for me that great. But this time around, not too bad. Did everything on the first try, so I can't complain about that. But it does get hard. And the Metal Gear fight, if you don't know how to avoid certain things, and you don't plan ahead, and you don't conserve your items, you're probably going to get screwed over, especially if you don't know how to do it. The Liquid fight, we already talked about it. It's pretty bullshit. The chase, it's kind of give and take. It depends on how well you do at the beginning there, like I said, with the soldiers. I'm talking over this because she already said that, so I don't care. I don't like Naomi anyway. But we get a nice shot of some dogs. Also, we can't forget about the post-credit audio.
Yes, sir. The entire unit was wiped out. Those 2 are still alive. The Vector? Yes, sir. Fox Die should become activated soon. Right on schedule. Yes, sir. I recovered all of Rex's dummy warhead data. No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of. Yes, the inferior one was the winner after all. That's right. Until the very end, Liquid thought he was the inferior one. Yes, sir, I agree completely. It takes a well-balanced individual such as yourself to rule the world. No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus. What should I do about the woman?
There we go.
Yes, sir. I'll keep her under surveillance. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President.
Oh, did that actually play? Oh, it did. I couldn't hear it. Feel like Ocelot needs a bad neck wound in Metal Gear Solid 6 to explain his voice pitch change. Yeah. They should have. I don't know. They never really did explain it. I guess nanomachines. Alright, let's take a look at our stats here. Yeah, Leopard. I don't really know how good that is or not. I continued one time. I don't even remember where that was. Got found 12 times, 12 alert modes. I think like most of that was during that last section in the blast furnace when we just kept getting caught underneath the box. Killed 85 enemies. That's pretty standard. I wasn't doing no kill run this time. 36 rations used. I usually like to keep my health in tip-top shape. And saved 24 times because I'm a sucker for meleeing, and I wanted to hear all the codec conversations. We beat it in just under 9 hours, which obviously isn't the greatest time, but like I said, this was a full playthrough. And what we were trying to accomplish was to get most everything we could out of this run, dialogue included. So every single boss battle, I was checking with all of the people, going through the frequency list and just getting advice from everybody. Same thing after the boss battles, trying to get advice from everybody, see what they have to say on the matter. Trying to get all the secret conversations, do the little extra bits to get, additional dialogue here and there. So it was a work in progress, and I think we did pretty good at getting most everything. Somebody's going to bring up nanomachines at some point. You know it'll be true. Anyway, we got the camera and the bandana. Bandana obviously offers infinite ammo. It's also, I guess, canon, considering Metal Gear Solid 2. You know what? Thinking about it, people should, if he had the bandana at the end of Metal Gear Solid 2, infinite ammo, people should have thought that the Meryl ending was the canon one, because you don't get the bandana if you do the Otacon ending. He didn't have stealth camo, did he? No, he didn't. He didn't have stealth camo. So people back in 2002, goddammit, think. I remember the forums. Nobody ever brought up that fact. I'm sure people brought it up now, but still. In hindsight's always 2020. But yeah. Anyway, my 2 cents on the matter. So not too bad. Normal run. A game I've played a dozen times or more, and it was a good one. Not without its flaws, but still pretty damn good. I do got something cooking for next Metal Gear Monday. We're going to keep this crap up, and oh boy, it's going to be a doozy. And it ain't going to be a good doozy. It's going to be a bad one. We're going to step in a new territory, because normally with Metal Gear Monday, I just stick to the main series. And we're going to step off into the unknown, or I guess the lesser known territory. And I personally am not going to be a fan of it, but maybe you will, so stay tuned, because, yeah, that's how it's going to be. You always assume that the Meryl ending was the light ending. Seemed more complete. Yeah, a little bit. It felt a little incomplete with Otacon, but at the same time, it was like the big assumption at the time, since she never actually made an appearance, but he had the bandana, damn it. Also, yeah, it's going to be a doozy. But we're going to have to wait a week until we get to that, so just hold on to your horses, hold on to your butts, and whatever else you got that might be on the move, because it ain't happening until next week. I will probably be back tomorrow. We're going to do some GTA 5 again. I got the girl that I was trying to get during the last stream that made me go all the way across Los Santos 3 times over. But we got all that out of the way now, so I'm a little more satisfied with moving into the main story. We still got Breath of Fire 2, playing a little bit of that on my own time. Got some things sorted out. I do have a map available now, so I know where everything is. And yeah, hopefully when we get in the rest of these games, there'll be a smooth transition. We're at the end of September here. Come October, I'm going to start doing a couple horror games, so be on the lookout for that. Got a couple things in mind. We're going to be sticking with PlayStation for a little bit. It's got so many good horror titles on the PS2 and the PlayStation 1 a little bit. It'll be interesting. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, Dollar, for sticking around. You came around at the best time. During the horrifying gauntlet that it was. I'm glad I didn't disappoint, because that would have been sad. But thank you. One Life Liquid. Yeah. It ain't gonna happen every time, so if I stream Metal Gear Solid 1 again, don't expect the similar results, especially if I'm gonna do what I think I'm gonna do by the next time I stream original Metal Gear Solid. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it as always. I'm going to take off. Let's see. XX Jip XX. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Just set the bar high for you. I'm glad I was able to do something. Let's see who we got going on here. Anybody notable? I haven't hosted Vinny in a while. I guess I'll do that. All right. Everybody take care. Have a good night. See you around next time.